It's all so harmful to me. Poison. Anywhere I go, every step I take, it's a constant reminder to fight back or to take it all in. The question we'll always hang on to. Is it alone? It's just that I feel lonely.
Hello and welcome to the Gymnastics Network. I am your host, Isaac Hammett, and I'm joined by...
My bad microphone really far. Cannon.
Joined by my bad microphone really far, Cannon. And today we are casting the William & Mary in Springfield competition taking place on the Vertius platform. It's going to be an exciting day, and I am extremely excited. And we are also joined by two guests who we are going to have set up in a couple of moments here. Nick Kramer from Springfield, an alumni, and also another alumni from William and Mary. So it's going to be great to have those guys on. But this is the first routine for William and Mary. And we're just kind of getting into it here. Here's that dismount from him. Nice double full, small step. And we're going to kick it over into Springfield here, and Cannon is going to take the mics while I get acquainted with our guests.
All right, guys. So we're going to be looking at our first routine from Springfield, which is going to be from Trevor Lamberton. But let's get some of that. Yep, right over there, right as I was about to say. Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's see who's in here right now. You guys, 30 viewers. It's going to be a really good, interesting matchup, Springfield versus William and Mary. I am currently predicting a William and Mary victory, but let me see if these Springfield guys can show me wrong. You know, they could prove me wrong.
Any coverage here on my screen.
Hello. I'm getting you guys. 1 second. All right. Getting our guests in here now. You can see Tim O'Neill there. And I'm just going to get Nicholas Kramer. I'm going to get his picture up here in a second. But this is the first routine from Trevor Lamberton on Springfield.
All right, here he goes. Double front. He sat it down. Sadly, so he's going to take that 1 point deduction. So he's going to really need this routine to be clean. Nice layout punch full. Really nice. There you go. Nice press handstand. Looking for the gymnast to hold for a full 2 seconds without moving. And Trevor did that elegantly. Here goes into his third pass. 1.5 punch front tuck. So sometimes you see gymnasts connect their passes with something else slightly easier because it's easier to stick. Front full down the side. And this looks like he's going to be gearing up for his dismount right here. Or one more pass. So back full, yep. Nice cartwheel shuffle into the corner. Really nice, elegant gymnastics here from Trevor. And here's the dismount right there. Back layout to finish. So, not the easiest, not the hardest routine, but he got it done, and he got it done pretty well, an exception of that fall on the double front, which is his first pass. So, overall, definitely a score that the Pride are going to be trying to drop, but definitely a pretty good score for them in their leadoff spot. Next up, we're going to be looking at Jordan Kula of William and Mary. All right. So Isaac, why don't you take a second, I guess, and get our guest acquainted?
Yeah, man. Super stoked. We got two great guests today. We got Nicholas Kramer and Tim O'Neill. We've had Nicholas on the show before. He is a Springfield alumni, and we also have Tim O'Neill. He is another alumni from the Blessed School, William and Mary. Why don't you guys take a moment to introduce yourselves, and we'll get cracking on some more routines.
Yeah, so my name is Nick Kramer. I was here last weekend. I had a blast commentating that meet, and I had the honor to be able to do this again. When they asked me, I kind of hopped right on it, but I did. I graduated in 2020 in May, the COVID year. I was also a pommel horse and ring specialist as well. So I did all around for the first 3 years, and then my senior year, I cut it back to those two events primarily. So.
All right. And I'm Tim O'Neill. This is my first time on the show. I'm excited to be on here. I went to William & Mary. I graduated also in May of 2020. I was mainly a floor vault guy during my time on the tribe.
Nice routine from Jordan.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this meet.
All right, so that's really good. We have a plethora of events that our alumni have done. We have floor and vault from Tim, and we have pommel horse and rings, right, from Nick. So let's get it cracking on the next routine, which is going to be from Noah Candosia, if I'm saying that right. Nick, am I saying that?
It's Candosha, yeah.
Oh, Candosha. Noah Candosha from the Pride. Yep, I see you guys in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of Go Tribe, Go Tribe. Only got Ray Bridges, one of the freshmen coming in. He's the only one in here going for Springfield. Where's all my Springfield fans?
Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, man, where's all my Springfield fans? But here we go. We're just getting this situated before we show Noah's routine. So, is there anything you could tell us about Noah before he goes?
Yeah, man, Noah's a character. He's kind of reserved, but at the same time, he's also really outgoing. He works really hard. Mainly a floor vault guy. He does some rings as well. But yeah, man, I love Noah. He was a freshman when I was a junior, I believe. So, they're all my brothers. He's just another brother. Let's take a look at his floor routine. Hopefully, he's got some big skills up.
All right.
See any updates from?
Here he goes. He's gonna open with a whip, punch 2.5.
Yeah, that was a lot better than last year's too. He was struggling with that last year.
Yeah, that's actually a B to D connection. So really smart gymnastics. Nice double front.
So far, so good.
Double fold down the side. And floor is about maximizing on the difficulty, by also capitalizing on your execution. So minimizing all your landings to a stick, and if they can't be a stick, you want to at least have them at 1/10, and that's right now is what Noah's doing. So really good routine from him. All right, here he goes. He's gonna go into his fourth pass right here. Full punch layout half, so you could see that that was probably a pretty easy pass for him to stick, but he minimized it to a minimum of a maximum of 1/10 deduction. So still really, guys, and just as a front double full to finish, and sadly slips off right there.
Yeah, that's a really, really tough dismount to stick to. Dom on our team does that dismount on floor, and he nails it, but it's a tough one to land. It's a blind landing. You're tired at the end of a set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had our commentator Fabian Valdez, sorry for this is his actual name, talk about the differences of dismounts on floor. He talked about doing a back double full, doing a back 2.5 and triple full, and then also the front double full dismount. And it's really hard to try to stand up that front double full dismount. You don't see that done very often. But anyway, here we're going to be looking at our third guy. Looks like the Verdi stream is saying judge and athlete ready. We're going to be looking at Kevin Portafee from William & Mary. Kevin is an absolute tank. Extremely consistent, has a really nice look of his gymnastics. So definitely pay attention to that. Recently just got engaged, actually, right? Or did he get married?
He got engaged recently, yes, over the summer. So
As a junior in college, everybody wishes that they could find that level of love, that eternal commitment to somebody.
right.
And here he goes, Kevin Porterfield living the life. You know, NCAA gymnast, definitely a standout for the tribe, and found eternal love.
Married.
Yeah, listen,
All the
you
boxes.
can't. He's winning in all aspects, and such a great academic school.
That's true. Maybe it has something to do with those William and Mary academics there, where they're just able to make good decisions. Because I couldn't imagine getting married in school. It's just
He's one of the lucky ones.
really though. He really is.
Double front down the side, small hop, really nice. Controlled landing. Full punch half, stuck. Really nice. It goes 1.5, punch front full. And you could see Kevin has a really nice look of his gymnastics. Everything's done clean and controlled. And minimizing those deductions is exactly how you want it to be. Nice, just back layout right there. If you're going to do it, you got to get the stick.
Whoa, that was flashy.
That's his signature floor move from Kevin.
I like that. Yeah.
You can hear it on the stream, but I know the guys are going crazy for that little move there.
Front 1.5 down the side, like the Terminator. Arm swing. Here goes his dismount. Back
Nice.
double full as a dismount, and we have a new tradition here at in the office. So one of our fans, as that's he ordered us some green flags to hold up as a stick. So good job from Kevin. The next routine we're going to be looking at, our third guy up is going to be David Handron.
Yeah, David, I was actually looking at his gymnastics a little bit more after the competition last weekend, just since I'm not super familiar with the freshman since I just graduated. But yeah, this kid's actually a tank, man. He's got a lot of skills up his sleeve, especially in his off-season videos. This kid can get it. So yeah, let's see what he's got.
Yeah, so David Handron is a freshman. Do you know the events that he does or that we can expect to see him on?
I know he at least trains all around. I'm not 100% sure which ones he's competing today, but
Looking ahead, it looks like he is in Ring's lineup. So this will not be the last time we see David. Here he goes. So we've seen a lot of double front opens.
fronts. Yeah.
It's a pretty popular pass. It's a D value skill. Nice double twist right there.
And the things I've noticed also with Springfield, comparing it to William Mary's, I think William Mary's got their landings a little bit more solidified. Like they kind of really lock those landings in, especially on those B skills. I can already hear Coach Davis chewing us out for not landing those layout side passes and all that. So, yeah, I just noticed that we got to work on our landings a little bit, but so far so good.
I don't think it's been that bad. I don't think it's been bad enough to mention. I think the landings on the Springfield side for the past two routines have been all right. Definitely just slightly better execution on the William Mary side. But there goes a full punch layout. So, right there, as we're talking about those landings, a front layout half is a pretty easy landing, and everybody should be sticking it.
Yeah, you need to get those.
There's no excuse.
Back 2.5 dismount. Yeah, he got that. He got that blind landing dismount.
Yeah, really nice. So that back 2.5. So, yeah, blind landing. You're going to do a double twist with a half out of the double twist. So basically you're going to be trying to look at the floor the entire way after the double full, if you want to be doing it technically correct.
So what is that, like a half twist compared to a triple full where you're looking at the ground for 3 twists?
Well, a triple full is actually a front 2.5, but it's too much to explain. It's too much to explain. A back 2.5 is a double full with a half out, and a triple twist.
And
I hate to
it's
say
what?
it, but for the JOs out there, please don't think about it like this, but it's just a triple full. It's really a front 2.5.
That's how I think about it. You
I
know,
get what you're saying, Cannon.
I've done a triple twist into the pit like once in my entire life.
Yeah. This is
Colin Lilly.
Yeah, Colin Lilly, he's actually been out the past 2 competitions, not really weeks. I think they've competed. This is their 4th meet in the past like week and a half. But so I'm excited to see Colin back in competing on floor and vault. Hopefully he can get something good in here.
Yeah, he looks like a beast, yo. I love that. I love that butterfly transition that a lot of guys are kind of picking up now, and his tumbling is really clean. I really enjoyed that routine.
it's elegant, right?
Yeah, it seems really floaty. You can tell a lot of guys that do that butterfly transition are usually a little bit more floaty. And then there's another connection pass.
Look at his hands. His hands are done absolutely perfect. As you know, he's not leaving anything up to the judges. Even his hands are correct.
Yeah. And then there's that dismount. Nice 2.5. Just it's such a hard dismount to stick and not take a step on. But something that you brought up, Cannon, that I think is really important that we have not ever talked about is hands, the gymnast hands during the floor routine. When you're in JO, I don't know about everybody, but when I was in JO, my coach used to drill us on our hands, making sure that our arms were level when we're transitioning into the corner, you know, because they stick their arms out. You don't want your thumbs all sticking out. You don't want your fingers apart. You kind of want to look as presentable as possible when you're stepping like into the corner. And a lot of times, you know, you can always tell a really technical floor guy, like somebody that's going to go out on floor and just do like really, not the hardest stuff, but some really beautiful, really technical floor work. You can tell by how sharp their corner work looks, how sharp their hands look, how sharp their, how straight their arms are. Like you can kind of see what I'm talking about here with our next guy, John Murphy here. But
Murph.
Yeah, John Murphy's a really good buddy of mine. Yeah, he's got super good technique. You know, watching his basics, we warm up on floor together like every day, and yeah, he's just got beautiful technique, a solid foundation for sure. So hopefully hits his set here.
There's a lot of double backs I've noticed between these two teams, and I don't think I've seen a stick on one yet.
Yeah. So when we talk to when we switch over to the William Mary side, I want you, Tim, to talk a little bit about the use of double backs and floor routines because I think they're used in 2 different ways. But here goes John Murph's dismount right here. Nice 2.5 dismount, and that was done textbook. He was looking at the ground the entire time.
He threw that stick away, man. He doesn't want us to raise the flag.
Yeah, just a little bit off balance. But Tim, can you go in a little bit? You know, you being the floor guy, can you talk about the use of double backs in a routine?
Yeah, a lot of guys on William Mary I know. I mean, even myself last year, I competed a double back. And it's one of those skills where it's not super difficult, but it's easy to underestimate, and your landing can get a little off because of that. I think a lot of guys throw it in as the double flipping skill because it's easy. It's a lot easier than, say, an Arabian double front or really adding any twist to a double flip. And if you're not good at double fronts, which we've also seen a lot of, a double back's an easy way to get that. Because I don't know if the viewers know, but it is a requirement for you to have one double flipping skill in your floor routine.
I actually didn't even know that, and I competed floor my entire life.
I think it's a new rule or new as of the last code where I think you get a 3/10 or possibly a 5/10 deduction for not having a double flipping skill in your routine.
Very very strange. I mean, I guess I stopped doing floor after senior year, but anyway, here is Cutter Fugit. The past 3 guys from William Mary have gone with some extreme elegance in gymnastics. They just got some swagger, bro. They're walking into this thing, and they're going to own this floor, this green floor.
Yeah, they all have some swagger. I would say, from what I know, Cutter has some of the most elegant gymnastics on the entire William Mary team. So just look out for that. You can see his hands and fingers right there. as sharp as swords. So
It's about the hands. The hands definitely add that extra level of cleanliness. Yeah, definitely. Nice back 2.5 dismount, and you could see he did a double twist, and that last half he stared at the whole ground, and got us to raise a stick flag here. So,
yeah, you guys were talking about how that 2.5 is kind of a difficult dismount to stick on floor, but Cutter's one of those guys where he's probably like a 50% stick or step on that floor dismount. So it happens.
that's what you want to hear. It's with gymnastics is all about probabilities. Everybody can do every single skill. Most guys can do most skills, or they can definitely do a harder routine. The routine that you see today is not the routine that they're training. It's just about a probability. Somebody decides to do a double back versus a full in having that extra degree of difficulty right there. It's just about a probability. Is the probability higher that he's going to stick that, or is he going to fall? And Cutter clearly has a 50% stick ratio on that. So that we consider that in gymnastics, that's to be good odds. Something bad odds would probably be maybe 30%, a 30% chance of that. That's when you're taking risk.
Yeah.
So,
And that goes back to D dismounts as well too, where a stuck D dismount, you get a lot from that, but a step on a D dismount's worth the same as a stuck B dismount. So you kind of got to work with the probabilities there. Is it better to do a back layout and stick it every time, or do that 2.5 and maybe stick it?
Ooh, nice opening pass
Beautiful.
from Charles
2.5
Kramer.
in front goal.
Beautiful.
yeah, that was a really clean. Nice knees together on the punch tuck full.
He's kind of just floating on these passes right here.
Yeah, this is Charles Kramer.
Yeah, Charlie was in my region, Region 4. He trained at North Shore Gymnastics in Minnesota.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he got
North Shore.
some solid floor training there from his coach Dale.
Yeah. You could see he's really a wizard when it comes to twisting. He wraps in really tight and it's really quick.
Yeah.
Extremely explosive on the floor as well. Yeah, so another missed back layout. So
So that's what I'm talking about. That I know coach isn't going to be happy about that one, but it's all right. We got to work with what we got, you know.
easy tense, man. Easy tense. They always come back. So
Hmm.
let's see if he could try to pick it up on his dismount right here.
And
Nice.
he
Back
did.
double full, and that's a stick.
That's solid.
There we go. So he opted to do the C dismount, which is only a double twist, 3/10 for the skill value, but he's gonna lose 2/10 of his element group. But if that's the smart decision, if you know you're gonna go out there and stick it, which a lot of guys when they do double fulls, they can guarantee a stick. It's usually the smarter decision. We see a lot of those in the NCAA level. Just quick score update before we're going to be looking at our last guy. Actually, that we just kind of cooked through that floor rotation. For the William & Mary side, we have Ian Creelman at a 12.55, Jordan Kula at a 11.95, Kevin Porterfee at a 12.55, Colin Lilly at a 12.4, and Cutter Fuckett at a 13.25. And when we talk about the Springfield guys and we show their anchor, we will go over their floor updates as well. Here we're
this
going to be looking
is-
at Andrew Lebowski.
So this is Andrew Lebowski, and last weekend, Andrew unfortunately fell. Excuse me, it was actually on a Wednesday. Andrew took a fall, but before that, Andrew came out and I believe took a gold medal home at their prior competition. So remember, William & Mary is competing like every 3 days right now. They're competing on Wednesdays and Saturdays. But this routine should be very, very good if he can hit. Should be able to score above a 13, a mid 13 if he can put it down. But let's see what he's got.
Yeah, you just saw the double full punch layout where he stepped out. That was a 1.5 punch layout. I was talking in the middle. I couldn't really keep up. A
And,
1.5 full.
That double full punch layout that he started with is, I believe, what he fell on Wednesday. So good to see him make that, even with the little step out of bounds.
This dude's a powerhouse.
And this isn't even his most exciting event. So
Well,
we got
high
a lot.
bar, right? Because I remember when we competed against him, I would see him doing casino and just crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
he got some crazy stuff on the later half of events. So
Yeah,
One,
much respect.
one thing I could say about Andrew is he is clutch. Last week he came in clutch on high bar with an absolute banger set. It wasn't enough to take over Cal, but it was an absolutely clutch set. They needed him to hit to give him the best set that he could do, and he actually went out there and did that. Just too little, too late. But as he finishes with a triple full, really big dismount from Andrew, that was a really nice set from him. You could clearly see he has some experience, some season in the game when it comes to doing routines under pressure. And just like Isaac talked about, he fell last week. He comes back this week, and he's just a little bit better. Just a little bit better this time.
That's what you want to be, right? Every single week you want to be a little bit better and a little bit better, because it doesn't. Not saying that a regular season meet doesn't matter, but for these teams, NCAA's is the goal, right? They want to make NCAA's. They want to be on that. They want to be on that stage. So for them, every time that they're going out and competing, they're just trying to beat what they did last week, so that when the end of the season comes, they're the best team that they can be, and they can go out and make NCAA's. That's what That's what's important. Next up for Springfield, we got Dominic Romaglio. Shout out to the chats, man. Thanks. I feel like the chat is getting better and better every time we stream. So thanks, guys, for participating in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah, this is
huge double
Dom.
layout to start for Dominic.
Yeah, Dom again. He's definitely another powerhouse. He's a sophomore all arounder. And last year he was winning awards left and right, rookie of the week, all of that. And this kid's got talent for sure. Really hard worker too.
And so we are going to be seeing a front double full dismount from Dom, correct?
Yeah, and he usually nails it too. He's really consistent with it.
All right, so we're going to see if you have Caster's Curse now. You're calling it early, saying he's going to nail it. Let's see. See what we got. Back layout. That's a stuck landing right there. He's not trying to make Coach unhappy. Nice front full. A little precursor to the dismount. Normally you see that in the backwards form. Back double full, back triple full. But he's going to do front full, front double full. And there he goes. So no Caster's Curse for Nick. Sadly for me, I have a terrible Caster's Curse. But that is going to do it for the end of the rotation. We are waiting on the score for Dom to come in. But to the chat, I believe the correct pronunciation of Cutter's name is Fugit. I believe somebody...
that's correct.
Okay, yeah. So I remember, I think his father or his uncle was in the chat and told us that we were pronouncing it wrong. So Fugit, I put the phonetics inside the chat if you guys forget. But let's. I'm gonna go over some of the score overviews, some of the scores of the floor, and we're gonna kick it to the event overview, so that everybody can see what we're talking about. So, we already talked about the William Mary team for Springfield. They had put up an 11.25 from Trevor Lamberton, an 11.8 from Noah, an 11.85 from David Handron, an 11.75 from John Murphy, a 12.2 from Charles Kramer, and a 12.5 from Dom Ramello. So the event totals for both teams we're going to be looking at a 62.7 for William Mary and a 60.01 for Springfield. So really close meet so far. 1.6 is definitely nothing to even stress about, especially with some of the weapons that Springfield has on Palmworth. I mean,
you're going to see Colton O'Brien, who hit a huge pommel side. He does it's a G flop. It's a G skill on pommel horse. Steven Edorosic is really notorious for doing that skill, but hey, man, Colton's bringing it to the table, and he's only a freshman, man. This kid's super impressive, so see what he's got today. I'm excited.
I was going to say, if he's putting it on consistently, then, It
Yeah.
might even be
Hey
better
man,
than Steve's.
he's got some big stuff on the way here. So big stuff for his future.
Yeah, so we also can look ahead and see Dane Kramer. So Nick Kramer's brother, right here.
Yes, sir.
He was an absolute beast. Colin Marbury was also really good on Palm Horse. He has those nice flare sequence, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Nick Volo? Or Jack Volo?
No, that's Colin. Yeah, Colin. He came in with those flares, and when he was training, and we did some different variations with him. But he does outside pommel flares, flare travel across the horse. He's got beautiful flares, really open hips.
Yeah, really nice. So we did mention skip over it, but we do have a donation link down below if you guys do choose to donate. And we have heard some of the request and some of the feedback that you have given us. And we have now incorporated a Venmo link so that you guys can just scan your phone if you guys do choose to donate that way, because we understand that the link in the bio does offer an extra level of signing in. Just an extra process if you guys do choose to donate. And Venmo's a little bit of a 21st century thing. So that is there for that. But you could see the scores up there now at the event totals, 62.7 to 60.6. It should just be updating currently. And looks like we're going to be looking at our first guy from William & Mary pretty soon. Looks like the Verdia stream is claiming that there is a judge and athlete are both ready, and we're going to be looking at Aiden Coy. Look at him, man. Just turning up. Trying to get loose.
Aiden's been doing all around for the past 4 meets or 3 meets. And he's taking a little rest today to save his body for the rest of the season. So that's why we didn't see him on floor today. But we'll see him on Palm Horse.
Yeah. Competing every single weekend, that's probably one of the biggest challenges of being a collegiate gymnast. It's making sure that your body's ready to go day in, day out. And some of the top guys, they're going out there, they're doing 3 at least 3 events. 3, 4, 5. And a lot of times, if they are one of the only options on the team, they do all around almost every weekend. Basically, or every weekend. And it's pretty big. So load management is definitely super important. And definitely important for William Mary, seeing that Aiden was not on floor lineup.
Especially, too, the fact that William & Mary is competing twice a week right now. Same thing with Springfield. I've seen them both compete on a Wednesday and then turn back around on a Sunday or a Saturday and go back out on the floor.
This is a Sunday, man. I forgot.
Yeah.
Days has been blended. But here he goes. He's going to start off in some loops. He's going to open up with a Savato. Nice leg cut in. Not worth anything, but nice leg cut. Nice more. A little bit of a trumplet.
Oh. Cannot drop your legs on that. You have to make sure that is a fluid motion. He's paused right now because he's not sure if they gave him dismount credit for that skill. You cannot drop your legs back down after they start moving up on a pommel horse dismount. It is a large deduction. I'm not sure. So the way that this works, if you don't know, there's a Verdius official on site, and oh, here we go. Let's watch the dismount. Nice. Way to go back up and finish. But essentially, how this works is there's a Verdius official on site, and basically, they are a judge that says whether or not a skill counts or whether or not that person stepped out of bounds. And there's a person on both ends at both locations that help keep things fair and legitimate for both teams. So basically there, he got off the pommel horse and then was like, did I get credit for that or not? And the judge on site was basically like, no, you did not. You need to repeat it. So he goes back up and repeats it, gets credit for the skill, and continues on that way.
Yeah. So Verdius is Isaac talked about it, that they do have a Verdius official there on site, And Verdes has been really helpful in these NCAA gymnast lives, just allowing them to even have a season this year, especially with everything COVID related. And also being very flexible with, Michigan has new strains of the virus. They went out for, I don't know, I think they missed like a month's worth of competitions, and Verdes was able to, substitute and say, hey, we can still get a guy out there for you.
So yeah, this is Trevor Lamberton. He's a senior. I believe he's doing pommel horse just for all around. Correct me if I'm mistaken.
No, he's in the lineup today. Last week we saw him.
Okay.
Last week we did see him in the 7th spot, but today he is the first guy up. I'm sure Trevor's just a pretty consistent pommel horse guy. Even when we were watching him in all around, right? And he does a really clean set, and there you go, right? You rocked it. You can see the teammates jumping up in the back. But the thing about pommel horse, and we talk about it every week, pommel horse is a event where you have to have momentum. You have to be in a good mindset because you have to kind of snowball confidence as the event goes farther and farther, as the routines get harder and harder. On pommel horse, you second guess yourself one time and you miss your hand on the horse and you end up in a position where you're off the horse when you should not be off the horse, right? So allowing those guys that don't have the biggest starts, that are really consistent to go first, allows for a really great precedent so the rest of the guys can say, oh, look, my other teammate hit it. All right, I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rock. He's already done it. It's easy from here.
What's he doing, man?
A quick push-up and that pump in, I guess.
Somebody clip
I think this is freshman Alek Kuzmenchek. I think this is his pommel horse season debut.
All right, so let's see what Alex got. Doesn't look like he's starting off with any jitters. First time competing pommel horse. So he just fell off in that D flop in the Russian position. Hey, for the people in the chat, just quick thing in the middle of this routine. Are you guys starting, for the people that are repeat viewers, are you guys starting to pick up on the skills more and more as we're calling them out? Like, can you recognize skills before we say them? But here it goes. He's not going to repeat the D flop, so he won't get credit for it, and he's just going to do a forward travel. Nice leg cuts to get back up. And here goes his dismount right here. Nice dismount. He used some strength to get up there, but overall he finished the routine really clean, aside from the D flop. And really good stuff from Alex Kuzmenchuk. Excited to see him on some more pommel horse lineups.
Yeah, pommel horse so far has been pretty even for both teams. Aiden Coy started at a 13.3, and Trevor Lamberton started at a 13.2. Trevor had a little bit better of an execution score than Aiden, but this meet is going to be really, really close, I feel, especially on start value. And for this meet in particular, it's really, really going to come down into which team executes better. So which team is hitting more routines, which team is staying on the horse like we had talked about, and kind of which team is able to keep that momentum going longer.
So yeah, this is my little brother right here. He's wearing my jersey right now, actually, like he did last weekend.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps wearing that, man. You gotta get one of his own.
Yeah, I love Dane. I love his gymnastics. I think it's really clean, and I especially like his pommel horse. Let's see what he's got today.
Nice.
Starts off that C scissor. Nice Bailey. He's got that momentum, He's got a long swing. He's not really choppy at all. He's kind of smooth with it.
There's that tongue fei. I love that tongue fei.
A little bit of a skew, but not too bad.
Just into that nice Savato, and then he does. Shysters.
I was gonna say he is real smooth.
Horse is not being kind today.
No, it is not. To either team, really. It's not being nice to Springfield or William and Mary.
Well, one fall has been met by another fall on the other team.
Yeah.
So
I think the only hit we've seen so far is from Trevor on Springfield today.
Pretty much, yeah. Because remember, Aiden had to repeat his dismount as well, and then Alec fell on that D flop. So it's a Palmhorse is not being kind to either of these teams. But let's see if he can get back up and finish up this triple Russian dismount here.
1, 2.
Oh
and
no, that is not a position you want to be in.
Yeah, they're most likely gonna drop this score. So, he should just get off the Palm Horse with his head held high, and get a good dismount in. Or
Oh, been there, done that. Horse is one of those events where you can kind of have a little bit of a meltdown where you fall like a ton of times and it never happens. It sucks, but
Palm Horse, I feel like, and High Bar, and you guys could tell me both, are the hardest events to fall on because I feel like there's no good place to get back up on. You fall in a D flop and it's like, well, do you really repeat the D flop? Same with High Bar, you fall on a straddle Tagacha. Are you really gonna repeat it?
Or a Kovac, you miss a Kovac, and then you're like, I got to go back up there, and then you yank around 6 more giants to do a Kovac.
Don't even talk about missing a connection.
Whereas
High Bar.
falling on a floor routine, you just stand back up. So
yeah, stand up and you just all right.
You're like, all right, well, I fell, but whatever. All right, here we go with Christian Galata for William and Mary here. There's that. I guess that was just a Bailey. I thought he was going to do a flop into a travel down. Gonna probably see a Magyar here. Steps right over the horse there, and then looks like he's fighting here to stay on the horse
he has
there.
A little bit of form breaks in the back of his circle.
Yeah, hopefully
he's got
can
no skew.
get this triple Russian around. It was a very nice sequence, but it looked like he was fighting a lot in that Savato. That was that back travel on the horse. So good stuff from Christian. That's exactly what they needed to kind of turn them around there. Good fight routine, staying on the horse and doing clean gymnastics.
Yeah, he usually he has great loops, so his routine is kind of built around a lot of that leather work. And he usually does a travel to the middle at the very end before that Russian dismount where he does a couple saddle loops and then steps back out. But sometimes the two guys fell before you and you're fighting to stay on, it's worth it to just do your dismount and get off.
Yeah, I agree.
That happens a lot in gymnastics where the intended routine that you do isn't the routine that you actually end up doing, just because energy wise that happens a lot on High Bar, P bars. People take out Stutzes, Baileys. On Pommel Horse that happens all the time. On Pommel Horse, if you're starting to get a little bit shaky, get off. Get off. Just do one real clean dismount and save yourself the meltdown.
Yeah,
like we talked about, Pommel Horse is not the event you want to fall on because it's impossible to get.
It's like,
back
do you
up.
want to count a B or do you want to count a fall?
Yeah.
This is Juan right here. He's another. You notice we got a lot of freshmen on Pommel Horse. He's another kid with a lot of skill right here. So you can see.
Oh yeah, there's that great flop work
Got
to
that
start.
E-flop. Yep.
Wow, that was massive from Juan there, and looks like a half Savato travel there. Cannon always talks about that. And then there's a Magyar Savato sequence, Pommel Horse 1-2, and then it looks like he's just gonna step up here right into the dismount.
Get it up. All right.
Good fight on that dismount.
Little arm bend. Not
Really
bad, though.
good fight.
Oh, solid.
Look at him. He's hyped up.
He's hyped. Yep.
Yeah. He was so hyped he almost forgot his stuff. He almost forgot to put his mask bag on. Good stuff from Juan. That's, you could see it, back-to-back routines from guys later in the lineup that were kind of able to turn around what their respective teams had struggled with a little bit before. We saw that turnaround from Christian. He got that hit, and then we watched Juan Gomez right there take another turnaround and put him back in a great position going into these bigger routines in the later half of the meet year.
I just rewatched that routine just because I wanted to see the way that he did his backwards travel, because he didn't touch any pommels. But his teammates were getting hype in the back. You should see how high that guy was jumping in the back. That guy's on floor lineup right there. I know it. I don't even know who he is, but he was jumping stupid high.
Here we go for William and Mary. This is Spencer Schrant. Thank you, Tim.
This is also his season debut. He was a big pommel scorer for us last year, but he hasn't been able to get into lineup till this week. Should expect a pretty big routine out of him. I believe if he's doing what he's been training, He'll do 4 travels, but there's the
Ooh,
fall
that
right
was a
there.
big. Was he going for Driggs right there?
He was. I was going to say he'll do 4 travels, but none of them will touch the saddle.
Wow.
That's insane.
So for the people that don't know, can you guys touch on kind of that sequence and then give each name and then kind of give it a small description? Actually, we'll do it after the routine. But what is a Driggs worth?
I believe it's an E. Yeah.
It's an E, and that's just a full step over the both pommels, correct?
Is he gonna do it again?
Yep. You got to have long arms. You got to move fast. I believe.
There it is. There's that Driggs.
Do it again. There he hits it there. So there's the Driggs.
And the backwards
Oh.
And he's
Driggs.
going to do it.
Oh, right into the tongue fei. Wow. And then a side travel Magyar there.
He's allergic to the middle of the horse,
Oh.
bro. He's,
There he
he's
goes.
allergic.
He
If
hits
he would have
the
hit
saddle.
that.
That's a really
So-
cool set.
Yeah, he's really upped his difficulty, and throughout the offseason, he was trying to put a lot of cool tricks in there. And I think he'd been having some consistency issues, so that's why we haven't seen him yet. And, after today, hopefully we can get to see him some more, and he can get that a little more consistent. But
Yeah, well, I competed against Spencer. I mean, like every year, I think. Was he my year? He might. I don't know.
he is the year below us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because he he was killing it all those 3 years I competed against him.
Yeah.
But,
he's got some fun horse skills on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really unique sequence. There's another very, very unique sequence from Colin Mayberry on
Mayberry.
Springfield too. Mayberry, excuse me. And here goes Jack Volvo. He is a pommel horse specialist for Springfield, and he can do some good stuff. So there's that C scissor to start off, right into a circle pickup, into the moor. I don't think Jack hit last week, so I'm really hoping that he can kind of bring it back this week. That's a nice Bailey, and looks like another side travel there, down right into. Oh, he's fighting for the tongue fei.
fight. Oh,
Unfortunately, did not get the hit on that tongue fei. Those traveling skills where you have to really commit, that's what I'm talking about momentum there for those guys, If you put your hand in the wrong spot or you're not swinging at the level of confidence that you need to be swinging at, you can kind of end up off the horse. But here goes that triple Russian dismount for Jack Volvo. Something that Nick had talked about last week. He does a really unconventional Russian work. Normally, you're supposed to step.
I was just thinking
You're supposed to step, but Jack actually hops his
Yeah.
Russians.
He did, and when he would do this last year, but he'd do woo connected to triple Russian, and he would hop the whole woo. It was like hopping on the horse, but very unorthodox style of swinging. But I mean, it worked for him most of the time. So
Yeah, so let me explain for the viewers why he fell. He fell because of that hopping issue. So yes, it can work in a lot of scenarios, but typically when you do a tongue fei, you want your last hand, the hand that hits the pommel horse, to stay on as long as possible. That will give you the most workaround. But when you hop your hands, you pick them up pretty quickly, and it can cause you to fall. So
yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
Here we go with Cutter Fugit. Really nice C scissor to start into another scissor, right into that beautiful circle pickup. I love Cutter's swing there. That looked like a half woo.
Yeah,
it was a
half
kroll,
roll.
I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
kroll.
kroll.
It's a C.
Kroll. Well, good stuff. I really like that. Right into what appeared to be a behind the back moor, and then a press up into a great dismount. Really good set from Cutter. Not the biggest start in the entire world, but really clean. Something I wanted to point out too. Spencer, the guy that we had saw do that travel sequence and fell, he starts at a 15-7. So that's no joke of a pommel horse set. When he starts hitting that, he's going to be up there with the best of them, almost like having a chance to All-American if he can do it clean.
Definitely. Yeah, so this is Colin right here. He's the kid with the really good flare work. So you're going to see some exciting gymnastics. And the crowd really, for the crowd that doesn't understand gymnastics, I mean, it looks really flashy. And it's hard too, but big showstopper for sure.
Flares typically aren't worth more than circles, but in style points, they are a million times better. And it just depends on the types of flare you do. You're going to see Colin.
They're becoming
do a
more
bunch of
popular
hard
too. You're seeing
flares.
guys doing flared Magyar and Savato now more frequently. So
Yeah, that's really popular, especially at even the highest level now. With you see like Paul Judah do that, you see Yul Moldauer do that. But let's jump in here. Nice C scissor to start off into a circle pickup, and really nice amplitude on
There
all
goes
of his
Zach
stuff.
Kroll.
And then here's those flares. Just look at how high he gets his butt up in the backswing. Just absolutely massive. There's that flare spindle right into the flare travel. Just I don't understand. Every time I watch this routine, it's so big. Like his
Yeah.
flares are
It's gonna be a
ginormous.
big
There's
hit.
another travel in the flare there,
yeah.
and then right up into a dismount. He does the best
Ooh.
dismount in the
Yes,
NCAA.
sir.
And you know why he does the best dismount in the NCAA? Because his butt is already above his head in his flares. So all he has to
Yeah.
do is just kick his heels up, and he's already in a handstand doing a dismount. So really, really, really good stuff from Colin Mayberry.
And, you know,
I think he could probably take. He's probably going to end up taking the title today, unless Colton O'Brien from Springfield or Christian Marsh can say something about that. But we'll see. But let's kick it over into William and Mary, man. I love that set. That's one of my favorite sets to watch.
Here goes my boy Christian March. Actually, my host for my recruiting trip. Actually, I don't know Tim if you were there for that, but
You went on a recruiting trip to William and Mary?
William Mary, Iowa, Penn State.
Oh, wow. Beautiful scissor hands to start there. Right
Two
into
of 'em.
another scissor hand. Wow, that is really, really nice scissor hand work. Looks very strong, but also kind of had enough swing on there to where it didn't look muscled. So good stuff from him. Right into that travel sequence, and then you see him get back into the middle of the horse there, and then do a Moore and do a Stockley. And right up into a dismount. Unfortunately,
So
didn't get all the way up.
He used a lot of strength, but he's a rings guy, so you know he can do that, and he could probably get dismount credit for it.
That's how ring guys, that's how ring guys operate. You play to your strengths, right? Play to your strengths.
Yeah. So to the chat, yeah, that actually is a really good suggestion to add some music to the overlays. Usually we are talking through them, but if we aren't, some music can definitely go in there, and we could actually add that in today.
Yeah.
So here's Fulton.
Something that we've been working on is getting like a board. I need to buy a board, but we just haven't raised enough money yet to buy a board. But once we have a board, we'll actually be able to play the audio of the meet itself. So you'll be able to hear the athletes cheering for their friends. The reason we don't have it is because they play copyrighted music inside the gym, and without being able to regulate the sound easily, we run into a position where we can get copyrighted, and the stream will be no more, and that's what I don't want. So that stuff is coming, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be. We have so many cool things
Yeah,
planned.
but,
It's awesome.
Yeah, but that was a really good idea from Zach. So if you got any more feedback for any of you guys, please drop it in the chat. We are looking for that, and it just helps improve the stream for you guys. Actually, only thing it does is help you guys.
Really, yeah. But this is Colton O'Brien for Springfield. Let's jump in. Nice C scissor to start. Into the circle pickup. We've seen almost every guy start with the C scissor. And then it looks like some flop work here. Oh,
Oh, so that's that G
still got
flop.
it.
he's that G flop, and he actually ended up getting it. That was massive. Right into that half woo into a triple Russian. Oh, I love this sequence. Watch this.
God,
Right into the woo, and he's
beautiful.
going to walk it right back on that Roth, right into the triple Russian dismount. Yeah, you just
Look at his teammate, man. Look how high he's jumping. He's jumping. He's in full lineup.
That's a set. That's a pommel horse set. That is constructed
crazy.
so well. That is constructed perfectly. To the
Yeah.
coaches that coach him, they are doing exactly what you should be doing as a coach. Is play exactly into your athlete's strength and put exactly the right skills at the right time. You see
Yeah.
every single skill blends into itself, and it looks amazing. He's only on the horse for maybe 20 seconds, but he has one of the biggest start values here at this whole meet. So let that sink in. There's no extra circles. There's no wasted time. He's putting it down, and he's doing it great. And I really love that. So shouts to Colton, and shouts to the coaches for helping him make that routine. That is absolutely awesome. And it looks like he will take the pommel horse crown there. He scored a 13.25 on that routine
Nobody's
and starts at a
close.
15.2.
Nobody's close to him on Palm Horse.
No. I would say, the next closest guy was Colin, and Colin was the man who did the flares. and Colin scored a 12.55. But I could see Spencer from William and Mary, giving him a run for his money maybe a little bit later in the season once Spencer can kind of get his routine down and he can be hitting it consistently. But I really like that set from Colton.
Yeah, that was a really clean set, and definitely playing to the gymnast strength, no circles. He was probably not even tired at the end of that routine. That's the best. But here it goes. We're starting off with the C scissor into some nice leg cuts. This is Dom Romolio.
Ramon. I hate to be that guy that corrects last names, but
Oh no, we get it in the chat all the time. Well, here's Dom.
Dom is the seventh guy up for Springfield, so he is just in the all-around position today. His score
Okay.
will not be counting. But, hey, that's what you want, right? Quick, clean routine, good stuff coming out from our man Dominic. Dominic is really talented, and you're going to see him on some other events today, too, in the lineup. So we're going to throw it over to our event overview now. Just while I get some final stuff loaded up, you can see the guys chatting and having a good time over at the meet.
Yeah, so we'll definitely take that suggestion, and we should be able to get some music playing. But before we do all that, I want to remind you that there is a donation link down below. You guys can see our donation goal to the to the new camera, sorry.
Looking for something to
And yeah, now there's a rental code and a link in bio. So we'll be back when round 3 starts.
the monster I'm seeing before my eyes. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's all so harmful to me. Poison.
Okay.
so then you guys have to do copyright free music then. Makes sense. Yeah, some of the music is actually pretty good though. Like before it was starting, I was kind of like jamming out a little bit. I was like, this isn't bad. I'm a big EDM fan, and I heard some of that. I'm like, that's not bad.
does turn on. Hey guys, welcome back. Here we go. Starting it off with Zane Petrus of William and Mary. First guy up for the tribe. Nice back giant right there. Really nice handstand. Picked up a little bit of swing. But really nice stuff right here. Really sturdy work that he got going on.
Yeah, Zane's been one of our top scorers this season so far. He doesn't necessarily do any super flashy, super big, strong man ring skills, but he certainly does what he does clean. I think later on in the lineup, something to look for on rings is going to be our anchor, Christian Marsh. He's one of those strong guys that will impress with his strength.
Yeah. So it looked like it lagged right there, actually. But he did a front full dismount with the stick, and we're going to be able to confirm that through the Verdius platform. So, Noah. Not Noah. I'm reading names. Sorry. Nick, who is the guy to look out for on Springfield's roster right now on the rings?
Definitely David, the freshman David. He's definitely got the strength skills. He's got the swing. If he's not doing a D dismount right now, he will be soon. And when he puts that all together, we're looking at a really big score here in the future. So watch out for him on rings.
Well, David's going to be anchoring for us, so we're going to have to stay to watch some other really good routines from the Pride here. But right now, we're going to be looking at Noah. So we saw Noah on the floor exercise. He did a really good routine over there, so let's see if he could continue his success over on the rings.
Delchev.
Yeah, so very unique, not very common gymnastics. Delchev is only worth a C, but it's really beautiful gymnastics. Nice backup prize to straddle planche there. Roll forward, backup prize to straddle L. There was that press handstand. He's shaking a little bit in this press.
Mm-hmm.
See him get it back. You definitely want to have a solid handstand before going into any type of rings dismount. Tuck yam into a backup rise to L. And front full dismount.
We're going to see a lot of those today. Yeah,
so it's actually not worth any lower than a half and half out, which is that dismount that we see a ton.
Literally.
But it's just another way to get a C value skill. And we could see that there with those past two skills. So, yeah, Zane did not get a stick bonus. So, good thing we see that confirmed by the Verdius platform. And, yeah, our stream glitched, so I guess I just missed that hop.
This is not a routine for anybody that's watching. This is just a warm-up. So, yeah, Delchev is only a B, but it is really cool.
When did it get
so it should be a
devalued?
C because it's cool.
When did it get devalued? I remember.
No,
when
it's always been a B. It's always been a B.
It's like the flare. It has those style points. Judges are looking for that. Might not be directly written in the code, but you definitely get some favorability there.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you guys have ever tried that skill before, but it actually feels like it feels like you're gonna break your arms. Like,
Yeah.
like it feels
That's
like
exactly
you're
what
gonna
it
come
feels
in
like.
and kick your arm out the wrong way and just snap it. But here we go. This is Jordan Kalua for William and Mary. This kid can do some clean rings for sure. So there we go. Starting off with the pike yam to start into a tuck yam. Into a backup rise straddle planche. You want to keep your legs completely still on that. I'm not sure how much they're going to take, but mostly when you do a backup rise straddle planche, you cannot let your legs drop, and they need to be completely straight out from behind you. But nice press into handstand. Good handstand work from Jordan here. And, fighting for that giant, but he's staying up there. That's going to be probably a 3/10 deduction for the arm bend. And a tucked half in, half out. Brought it right around, got the was that a stick?
He might have taken a step on that. I couldn't really tell. It was kind of obscured by that
his
post
left leg.
there. But solid routine from Kula. He the past few meets, I think he's only competed on vault. But I guess with some of the guys resting today, he's getting a chance to kind of compete in more events. So we saw him on floor already, seeing him on rings now. I'm assuming we'll still see him in the vault later. But Kula's he's definitely one of those guys has the chip on the shoulder attitude there. He didn't make the team his freshman year. His sophomore year, he made the tryout, then got cut about a week later, then got pulled back on. And after 2 years, now in his senior year, I'm happy to see him competing on 3 or 4 events today.
Nice to see that resilience.
Yeah, I love that comeback story. But look at this, man. I love that. Kip right into a straight planche that is actually just a C, and it's a static strength skill, but it's really nice. And then into a beautiful back upright straddle planche. See what I'm talking about? No drop of the legs. Legs are completely still. That's pretty much no deduction on that, minus the swinging of the actual. I'm not in the camera. The swinging of the ring. That is a deduction. It's about 1/10, depending on how large the swing is. But so far, really good work coming out from our man Juan Gomez.
So is the Kip the straight planches? I thought that was a D. Is it a C now? Did they devalue that?
I'll explain that in a second, but
Okay.
that is a back giant. He's at a back giant and a front giant, and then it looks like a tucked half in, half out. Unfortunately, no stick again. We're not seeing a lot of sticks on rings today. Jordan Kalua also did not get a stick, but that was a good ring set from Juan. Yeah. So the reason that is not a D, okay, in the old code, so not the one that we're currently in, but the one before. Kipping into planche skills was considered a swing to strength. So whenever you do a swing to strength, obviously it's one's value up from the static version, right?
Okay.
Well, the thing about it was people were kind of abusing the kips, and a kip to a planche is nowhere, not even close to as hard as doing it from a back uprise or a front
Yeah.
uprise or something.
Definitely not Maltese either. I used to
No.
eat up doing kip to Maltese.
Kips are not even close. So they ended up changing that, and now
Okay.
they just give you credit for the actual kip. So they give you the A, and then they give you the static value of the skill. But here we go with Amir Postel.
Makes sense.
This man can put it down on rings and high bar. So that's a beautiful Yamawaki sequence there from Amir. Looked like he picked up a little bit of swing on that back uprise into the L. You can see him moving back and forth. Hopefully he can get that swing killed in his giants here. But Amir's got a pretty good handstand. He's a good high bar worker as well. So I'm sure he's going to be fine. Looks like he bailed at the perfect time. Did a great giant. He's been in a handstand a minute now, though. So I'm hoping that he has the gas to kind of finish up here. A little bit of small wobble in that back giant. But let's see if he can put down a good dismount. I believe he does a tucked half in, half out. There's that swing through. That's a B. Right into a tucked half in, half out. And then got the stick. Good stuff from Amir. Good stuff from Amir.
I mean, with that tucked half in FL, I mean, you could do it at any point of your routine. You could do it super tired. So, better that he fights for that handstand there to ensure that he has a really nice tucked half in FL dismount. Really nice stuff from him.
Not a lot of guys do that. So, props to Amir for, having the mental discipline to say, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the right part of this swing to bail. That's why you saw him in a handstand for so long. You really have to wait for the front of your swing or the back of your swing, depending on which way you're going to fall, in order to kill all of that momentum that's carrying you side to side on the rings. But let's go, Trevor Lamberton. Let's go, Cannon. Trevor Lamberton, bud.
Trevor Lamberton, here he goes. We're going to be doing a little play-by-play, but Nick, you want to give the play-by-play for Trevor?
Absolutely, yeah. This is called Lambo. He's just really clean on rings. He's one of those guys that he's probably gonna hit. He's really consistent, very clean. Comes in, gets it done. Leaves, strictly business.
I like that Lambo.
Yeah.
Fast and expensive Lamborghini.
A little bend in the arms there in that giant, but
Yeah, he looks like he's really fighting for these handstands. Needs
yeah,
to
maybe
turn his
that's
rings
something
out a little bit.
Yeah, that's maybe something as a team we need to all kind of work on our handstands a little bit. Looks like at least, but
Get that legs up.
Yeah, but honestly, the thing that I've noticed about Springfield is There's that. Oh, looks like another stuck dismount.
That's
I don't.
that's
I don't
number
get
2.
That. That just happens on events. Like usually, once one guy sticks, the next guy will stick. We call it a stick train. It just happens. But the thing I've noticed about Springfield and kind of their rings, oh my gosh, I've analyzed so many ring videos. For those that don't know, I was a ringman at Penn State, and I'm in love with the event. And something I've been picking up is they have really nice Yamawaki work over at Springfield, but they could use a little bit of work on their handstands and on their planges. And I feel like if Springfield could get in and maybe do like a planche clinic to really talk about like the best way to do a back upright straddle planche, I think that could help them a lot. Like a lot of times, it just kind of goes under the radar with teams. Like we saw that with Penn State too last weekend. So, but here we go. Our next guy up for William and Mary, beautiful pike Yamawaki into an in-locate right into a back upright straddle planche. So nice little sequence there. Looked clean. Didn't pick up a lot of swing, legs did not drop.
This is Alex Kuzmenchuk. We just saw him on his Palm Wars debut. We have already seen him on the rings. He's slicing and dicing through this routine. Back upright L. Really nice press handstand. That's a JE press handstand right there. Perfectly turned out.
You can always tell.
Perfectly turned out. He had a really good coach in JL.
Yeah.
But there you go. He's going to finish with a front full, easy stuck dismount for him. That was a really solid routine. He had really solid holds. His handstand was textbook. His press handstand was even textbook. And he finished with a stuck dismount. So I'm expecting that to be one of the highest scores that we're going to see all day on the rings. But now we're going to be looking at John Robotham.
I think it's Robotham. It's okay because literally everyone gets his last name
Cannon,
wrong.
you need to stop trying, bro.
There's so many
No,
names.
dude, on that one, like I've even gotten it wrong in the past. Like he had to correct me, But anyways, yeah, no, JR is he's a really solid ring guy. I was hoping to see a Maltese from him this season. I don't think we'll be seeing that, but other than that, he's super clean. Very consistent. He can really hit a set.
I really like that name you called him, JR.
Yeah, just abbreviating his first and last name.
It's a lot easier. I like JR. All right, let's see something, JR.
I remember this routine. He does a kip to L, something we see a lot of guys do, but he does that beautiful straight body press. That's a C.
Solid planche.
And then he goes right into a back upright straddle planche. Really clean stuff.
Got you.
I really like this routine. I
Straddle
remember this
planche to
one.
bail into a giant.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to do a back giant. No bias.
Yeah. Beautiful back giant. And then to a back upright straddle L, that is a B. Got to hold the straddle L there, which he did. And then presses into a planche. That is also a B. But
And even at the end of his set, his planche is still solid. It looks really good.
Really good. And that's kind of the benefit of not having to swing into the planche, right? So there we go with a swing through into a double back with another stick, man. I'm telling you, Amir stuck, then Trevor stuck, then Alex stuck, now John sticks. I mean,
It's a stick train.
It's a stick train, yo. I'm telling you. Where the flag at? We got
Hopefully
the green flags on deck.
on vault though.
If anybody,
Yeah, hopefully.
gonna open up a new donation goal. It's gonna be for like a model train, a stick train.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Have like a separate camera for it, and it like runs around the studio,
Oh
like
my
all
gosh.
across the
You
ceiling.
can get a train whistle too and blow it every
Yeah.
time it comes out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure our headphone users would love that.
Yeah.
We can hit that donation goal in maybe a day, 2 days. Nice stick train. That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, there is no stick bonus, the extra 10th for B dismounts, which is that double back. But even then, it doesn't really matter because you're saving 3/10 every time you stick. Because nobody has ever taken a 1/10 step on a ring dismount. It's usually a 3/10 step. So you save a 3/10, which is really good. But let's jump in here. This is Aiden Coy for William and Mary. We saw him earlier on, I believe, horse. So looks like he's running the gauntlet today. There's that JE press handstand again, Cannon. That was really nice. Really good. I really like William and Mary's handstands. Really good handstands. Still, look, there's that discipline waiting for the right time to bail. And then a swing through with a tucked half in, half out. And
Beautiful.
And he
There it
stood
is.
up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, my hand's getting tired from waving the flag so much.
Just leave it up there.
Yeah, seriously, right? We've
Just
seen.
a side note. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we've literally seen like 1, 2, 3, 5 sticks in a row. Like,
Just one
Yeah,
after the
it's
other.
insane.
hey, you just don't ever see that.
I gotta say, shout out to Syke Caesar. That, if you guys don't know, is the assistant coach at Stanford, and he has been promoting some of our stuff on his Instagram, which me and Isaac really do appreciate that. We have been reposting that, so we want to appreciate that, and he's always spending time in the chat and correcting us where he sees wrong, because he obviously has the superior gymnastics knowledge coaching for all those years. But
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, is that Syke Caesar from Michigan? Like, that's wow. I mean, I used to watch him as a kid. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's actually helped us out a lot. But this is David Handron for Springfield. Really, really nice Milwaukee work there. Love the amplitude, love the speed of those. Right into the backup rise, straddle L, it's a B, remember, and then into a beautiful press handstand.
Yeah.
Got a lot of swing here, so he's got to wait for the right time to bail. Looks like he did. Nice. Killed the swing a little bit. Could use a little bit more kill, but really nice Giants, even given that he had so much swing on those leading up into that. And then a tucked half in, half out.
Oh, I broke the
Stick
stick
train.
so, Nick, that was your routine to watch. Did it live up to the hype?
Well, to be 100% honest, I don't think it did 100%. Obviously, the potential is there, but it was a solid routine.
Mhm.
It looked a little shaky, to be honest, a little bit shaky, but nonetheless, I mean, that was still a good routine. So
I can reason with you on that. It was a little bit shaky, but a hit routine is a hit routine regardless. Right. And it's just closing the gap. That's all it's about. Right now, just looking at the scores, it's at 183.75 to 169.25, and we're still waiting for David Handron's score to come up. So they're at about a 14.5 point deficit, and I don't think he's going to score that.
But you got to remember, too, that Springfield's still counting in 11.
Oh, yeah.
So Dominic should be able to come in and beat that 11 out and put them right on the same.
William and Mary is also still counting 11. They have Jordan Kula at 11.15, and now they have their anchor, their ringman, big strong man, Christian Marsh over here.
Yeah, we saw Christian on Pommel Horse looking like a ring guy on Pommel Horse earlier. So
I mean, you could see this his elevator sequence is what I like to call it. Riley Luce does it as well. Riley Luce, as he goes up and down. Christian we're just gonna see him go up, do a nice planche up, or actually go down. He's gonna go kip to planche, lower into Maltese, which is a really beautiful sequence. Extremely hard to do, and Isaac could tell you all about it. You have to train your Maltese a certain way to even be able to do that.
shoot, we could get into technical analysis all you want, but let's talk about Christian's routine here. I remember it from last weekend. There's that beautiful back upright straight plane that's very hard and then lowers right down into a beautiful Maltese there. So that is a D to a D skill. And then a back upright straddle L, that is a B. So far he's done 2 Ds and a B, which is pretty good. And then shoots right out into a planche. Remember, that is a static strength skill, so that will be a B.
His strength is really good.
It's really good, and he takes the time to show that he cares, right? He dumped his legs together before he actually went into the L hold. So, that type of stuff, people have to take note of it. And then look at that giant work. That's beautiful giant work. Taking a note out of some of his predecessors at William & Mary, as you can see our boy David on the back wall there. But nice swing through there into a double layout double back, which is a B. Landed with the chest down a little bit, so that is going to be a deduction, but I believe he got the stick on that. So
Really
kicked out like mid dismount.
Yeah, that was a really nice flash out.
He's training that triple back, so doing the double back for now. Guess kicking out so that he can prep for that.
He's doing a triple back.
I could never imagine.
I've seen some training videos of it at the end of sequences. I don't know if it's quite ready to do it on hard landing at the end of a ring routine like that, but maybe by the end of the year we'll see some triple back action.
Yeah, that would be really nice to see. We don't see a lot of guys in the NCAA besides Brandon Briones do triple backs off rings.
Well,
I remember Bobby Baker used to do a really good one for Illinois, and he was consistent with it. But I mean, it was low key. It's kind of scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a scary skill.
Yeah,
That is a scary
Yeah,
skill.
I forgot about Bobby, man. I haven't heard from Bobby in a
just-
couple of years.
it's just a scary. It's just a scary and dangerous dismount. So
Yes, it is.
good luck. to
Especially
him.
at the end of a Maltese-filled
Yeah,
ring.
exactly.
Dude.
When you're tired and you got to yank that thing around. But here we go with Dominic Romaglio for Springfield. He's got to put up a good set here if Springfield wants to stay kind of even with William and Mary on rings, and he's doing that so far. Really good giant work, beautiful Yamawaki sequence there into a back upright straddle L. It almost seems I see like every single guy on Springfield likes that sequence, the double yams into the back upright straddle L press handstand. And let's see if he can kill his swing here. There's a tucked half in, half out. Doesn't get the stick, chest down a little bit, so that's probably going to be 3-3. But regardless, while he's on the rings, Dominic is very, very clean. So good stuff coming out from Springfield.
That's
on
our
the rings.
halfway point in the meet. We're going to be looking at the vault rotation, and that's going to be really nice to see. So really good gymnastics that we just saw. Just quick score overview of the top scores. Christian Mars put up a 12.6, which I believe is going to be able to take a... Oh, sorry. Alexander Kuzmenchuk put up a 12.8, which is going to beat out Christian Mars' 12.6, all because of that half and half out. His chest down. But we are putting up the event overview, and we're going to play a little bit of music as we wait. We do want to remind you that we are doing this full time, and donations are greatly appreciated as we still have that donation goal, as you guys can see. And it all just goes back into the stream. So let's just rock out, and welcome to the halfway point of the meet.
Actually,
Hey, shout out to Psych Caesar real quick, dude. That's actually kind of cool. I watched him when he was at NCAA championships in 2014 in Lincoln, Nebraska, because I was living there at the time. And that was when like Sam McCulloch was on his team and all that. Was awesome. That was such a cool meet. So shout out to Psych Caesar, man. That's awesome.
yeah, I also wanted to say shout out to Psych Caesar right before you said that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, it's all good, man. I think it's just we're on the same wavelength today. I love that. But Psych, he's been a really big help, especially on like information for us. Like Cannon and I run a show, right? We're commentators. Built a platform. We try to make it as entertaining as possible, and obviously we don't know everything, but Psych does. And I really like things like that, Psych, where you can come in the chat and say, not only the thing about double backs, because I know that, but it really helps to hear it so that I can remember those type of things. And triple back being a G on rings, knowing that Christian's start value could go up by 0.7 is something that is really important to the show, because I feel like it allows viewers to understand just how massive adding a triple back to your routine is from a double back, right? So if we look at Christian's start value, I wanted to kind of pull this up since we have a little bit of time here. Christian starts at a 14.3. So with a triple back, he starts at a 15.0. So instead of scoring a 12.6 like he had scored today, he would have scored... my math is so bad. 14, 13, 13.3, which is massive. And he would have blown the competition out of the water today. I think he still ended up taking home the title here today on rings, but regardless, really good stuff coming out from both of them. So thanks, I appreciate that. But looks like we're gonna jump over into our next event. Just a reminder, we have all of that donation work here on screen. If you want to do the Venmo is here. Then we also have that link in the description. Everything that you guys send us helps tremendously. I cannot stress that enough. But here we go with the first guy for William and Mary. This is Ian Creelman.
Okay.
Nice double full to start off. Something that we had talked to Jacopo. He is a William and Mary alumni. We had talked to him a week ago now. Jacopo, if you're here, shout out Jacopo. But the thing that he had mentioned to us is that William and Mary this year, one of their goals was to put up all double fulls across the board on vault. And as you can see, their first guy up, Ian Creelman, did exactly that. They have double fulls across the entire board now. So you can really see William and Mary start to gap teams on vault compared to in the past where it was one of their weaker events and they were kind of struggling on that. But something I've noticed about Springfield too is they do 1.5s, but they do 1.5s so clean. So I believe Trevor Lamberton does a 1.5, Kazumatsu 1.5. Oh, no, just a cause full. But they do it very, very, very clean. Unfortunately, he kind of struggled on the landing there, but if you look at the pre-fight, look at the form in the air, he's so clean. There's really nothing to take except on the landing. So really good stuff.
I think at one competition when he did a lay full, I think it's just a regular. I think he said cause full. I don't know if maybe Site can back me up on this. I think a cause full is a cause with an extra full twist, so it'd be a double twist. So he just did a lay cause there. I believe that's right. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that is right. A Kazumatsu. The thing is, I grew up doing what's the other vault? Suk. Yeah, I grew up doing Suks, so I unfortunately call that, but I should fix that. Thank you for that.
Hey, shout out to Jacopo too. I competed against him. Man, he was a tank on pommel horse, legit tank, but really nice guy. Shout out Jac.
Yeah, Jacopo is a beast on pommel horse and a beast on rings. Jacopo, I've seen you on rings before. We competed in 2019 at West Point, and I remember that. And I remember you and David were there, and it was a really, really fun time. So this is Jordan Kalua. See that double full again. Looks like he landed a little bit short, took a step. Not sure if he stepped outside of that white line. If you step out of that white line, that is 1/10 off of your routine.
I think he did.
But a pretty big step nonetheless, probably a 5/10 deduction, and then another 10th deduction on stepping on that white line. So the difference between a Suk and a Kazumatsu, I think it has to do with the way that you twist. So if you round off to with your right hand down first so that your legs come over on the left, and then you twist the opposite direction, that's a Suk. And then if you twist into the direction that you're already turning for the round off, that is a Kazumatsu. But there's that 1.5. Looks like Springfield just needs to kind of get their landings together today. That was Christian Wilkie.
I was confused. I haven't seen him all season yet, and he's usually really solid gymnast. So maybe there's an injury or something. I don't know what's going on, but
I wanna simplify a little bit about the difference between a Suk and a Kaz.
Please do. Because I did not do a good job explaining.
Because I feel like saying the twisting differences are just a little. If you see them do a cartwheel onto the table, that is a Kaz. If you see them do a round off and they almost look like they did a back layout and did some twists into it, which isn't very popular. You're not going to see many of them. I know you see one on Cal with Jelani Sweet, but if you see a cartwheel, if you see a cartwheel, that is a Kazumatsu. If you see a round off, it is a Suk.
But here we go with Sam Lee for William and Mary. Let's see if he can get another double full here. There's that double full. Good landing. Good. That was a great double full from Sam Lee. That looked massive. Chest up. Good pre-flight. Not any separation coming off of the table. Good landing. Landed with his chest up. And then a small hop. So.
And he's been having, from the other meets that I've watched, he's always does a good vault, but that landing is always pretty hopping around. So that's good to see today that he was able to rein it in, just leave it to one tiny hop there. So that should be a good score.
Yeah, that was Sam Lee from William & Mary. Here we're gonna be looking at Charles Kramer. We saw him on the pommel horse, I believe, and he was cooking. So
he was on the floor, I think. Yeah, he also. It's funny you guys call him Charles. It sounds so like elegant. I think he goes by Charlie. I'm pretty sure, but it's okay. You can call him Charles. It sounds better, anyways.
Charlie.
Dude, Charlie is on you about cooking. Names today, man.
Hey, I don't mean to be that guy. That's why I was like holding back. I don't want to be that guy that corrects all the grammar. Let's see what he's got.
Charlie with the 1.5 stick.
Ooh.
Cannon,
Big
grab your
stick.
flag,
Let's
please.
go, Charlie.
He's demanding attention for his name.
Is
man.
this
He
the
wants it
start
said
of a
right.
train? Are we gonna see?
I
some
think
more?
it
I hope
is.
so, man.
I
I don't
think
know.
it
I think
is.
whoever's next up on William and Mary, they better keep it going.
It's gonna be Aiden Coy. So
All right.
hopefully he can put that stick down. Get that stick train rolling here.
Yeah.
Get some coal. Well, how does trains work? They put coal in the engine, and then that burns, and then that powers steam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
See
know
if we
how
can
I
get
can
the-
make an
let's-
analogy
let's
about
see-
vault
let's
with
see
that,
if
but
we can get
whatever.
the steam. We need some emotes, some custom emotes.
I know. I'm gonna make some. I just haven't had the time yet. Actually, if you're on Twitch, we just hit affiliate, so we'll actually be able to do subs now, and we can also do. That's just a warm up. We can do subs, and we can also start looking at custom emotes. So if you guys have any custom emotes, let us know. But this is Aiden Coy. It's going another double full there. Nice landing. Small hop back.
Steam is powering down.
Unfortunately, didn't get the stick train a rolling. But something I wanted to point out too. Remember, Sam Lee did a really good double full, right? And he scored a 14.1. Okay. Charles Kramer, we just saw stick that 1.5, and he scored a 13.9. Okay. So that's a 2/10 difference for a stick on a vault that is separated by 4/10, right? Because Sam Lee starts at 14.8 and Charles starts at a 14.4.
Well, it makes sense. So the 1/10 that you get for sticking, and then the 1/10 that you didn't get. I mean, that you got almost back theoretically because you didn't take a step.
Exactly. But they're really running through vault today. Usually it's not this fast, but this is Noah Kendosia for Springfield. Nice.
Attaboy.
The way he kicked
Nice
out of
ball.
that was really nice.
Yeah, I liked that.
He just kicked out a little bit early, and that's why he had that hop forward. But that was really clean.
Yeah.
And that's something Springfield's really trying to do. We've been trying to do is put up more double fulls. You know, it's easier to land than a 1.5 as well. And yeah, that's been a big goal ever since I've been there. So
Yeah, like I know for a fact that people that do Kazamatsu vaults, or not Kazamatsu, I'm blanking so hard today. Yurchenko, thank you. Yurchenko vaults where they do a round off onto the actual springboard and then jump backwards onto the table. Those vaults, usually you see them score higher just given the nature of the vault, as your legs are together the entire time, and it's a lot easier to kind of keep good form. But here we go, cooking through the rotation. This is Andrew.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, with an absolute massive double front, but unfortunately does not get the landing.
Too much.
But let's
well off the camera angle.
Let's point something else out though. Okay, Andrew may have just done a double front, but he did not land on his butt, and he did not do a butt bounce. Which is
over-rotated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good
All
to
too
notice.
common in the NCAA. Do you see the squat and sit land?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very common. But the thing about that is that means that he has enough power to consistently do that vault, and he's never in a position where they're like, I don't know if he's going to make it today or not. It's, is he going to over-rotate it or not?
Or watching your teammate being like, yeah, I know that you haven't landed that vault in over a week. And
Yeah.
You're just riding on the absolute adrenaline of the minute.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the worst watching.
But here we go, Dominic Romaglio for Springfield here. Let's see what he's got for us. Looks like another double full, but unfortunately doesn't get a stick, but a nice vault nonetheless. A small step on that landing. Probably a 3/10 step there. Looks like Springfield later up in their lineup for vault is really starting to kind of go neck and neck with the William and Mary double fulls. So props up to them. I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure, given the trajectory, that William and Mary is going to beat Springfield on vault, but I'm hoping that it's a small enough margin to where Springfield can come back in on P-bars and kind of close that gap up and even it up here for us going into the last rotation of high bar. But yeah, man, these guys are the judges today. I'm telling you, on the Verdius platform, they're just getting it done. But this is Colin Lilly. Let's go again. Another vault. Step 1.5, but didn't do a double full. But he ended up sticking that. So we're gonna see a really good score. That was really clean. You can see the teammates run up, giving hugs and high fives. That's That's pretty cool, man. There's nothing better than getting a stick and then having your teammates celebrate with you.
Oh yeah.
Colin, he's capable of a 2.5. Actually, he was in NCAA finals in whatever that would have been, not last year because NCAA's didn't happen, but the year before that. So he's capable of big vaults, but like I said earlier, when he was on floor, we haven't seen him on floor and vault for the past couple meets, and I see like some sort of tape job going on his knee, so I'm a little bit of a downgraded vault today, but he was able to execute it the best he could, and so you got to work with what you got, and he definitely did that there.
Yeah, good gymnasts will always get it done. Right, Kenny?
I mean, if you have the technique, it doesn't really matter. Your ceiling is super high.
Yeah.
Here's Murph right here. He does a nice double full.
Did it looked like he tucked his legs a little bit? Maybe was that? Did you say that right?
Yeah, it looked like he jammed himself into the table and then kind of just.
Because last year he was hitting double fulls like they were fulls. Like they were beautiful. He got like, I want to say he got like a 0.6 off on one of them that he did last year, or like 0.5. It was crazy. But,
Yeah, me being a vault guy myself, and obviously we compete against you guys a couple times a year. I definitely remember going against him.
Yeah.
And I was always we were always neck and neck there, so he was definitely always one to watch out for. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I remember competing against you. Well, did you do Yurchenko by any chance?
No, I was a Kaz guy
Kaz,
myself.
okay. I don't know who I was thinking of.
Yeah, we haven't had any Yurchenkos on our team in a little bit, but
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've gotten feedback is to find other ways for people to support. And I want to mention that I know with COVID has brought a lot of hard times on people financially. And so I understand that financial donations aren't always possible. Happens in my family, happens in all families. You guys coming out here to support is also a way to support. Obviously, we have the links for if you guys can. But with one of the things that's really nice about the Twitch subscription thing is that anybody that has Amazon Prime has one opportunity to donate for free through the Twitch system. And being upfront about the cost, it is $5 a month, but you will get access to being an admin in the chat. So you'll be able to say whatever you want to whenever you want. Direct message us. You will have custom emotes, and it just gives you a little bit of flexibility because I know everybody in here has Amazon Prime. If you guys are struggling and want to find a way to donate, everybody has a free Amazon Prime sub through Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, that is not ready for this meet. For those fans that don't know, I have been out all week. I hit my head last Sunday, and I've been in and out of the hospital working on some stuff, so I am doing better now. I'd say I'm about to 85% back to normal, but all week I've been sleeping and in my bed, so some things are just not all the way done, and the Twitch subscription button is one of those things. It's on my to-do list, and it will be ready for Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. I'm super excited for Wednesday, but once again, let's look at the scores here. William and Mary, 69.25 on vault, and Springfield, 68.25 on vault. So about a point difference for William and Mary on vault. So, like I said, I knew William and Mary was going to win, but, keeping it within a point, that's important because it allows for kind of this next rotation for these other guys to kind of come in and pick up where vault was a little bit lackluster. But here we go for the first routine. For William and Mary, this is going to be Aiden Coy, man. We've seen 100 routines from him at this point, and looks like he's fighting right now to stay on the P-bars. Apologize for that. But nice L hold there. You want to hold that L for 2 seconds. And let's get him up into a nice handstand, and let's see what he can do for this dismount. Double pike. Unfortunately, doesn't get the stick, but a small step back or small hop back. They're going to be about 3/10, and regardless, really nice set from our boy Aiden Coy. Something that Nick had talked about last week, or maybe a week ago now. My memory is wacky, but Springfield likes to go up and do really quick and effective P-bar routines. They don't have the biggest starts, but they keep it extremely clean. And you're going to see, like, these routines are so fast, but they're going to score really consistently across the board if they can, hit their routines. But the way that they're set up, it's pretty easy for them to do that.
Yeah, and you'll see a couple like bigger routines, a few big skills here and there, but nothing flashy. It's P-bars for us, it was just kind of designed to like get in there, hit clean, and do your job. So hopefully in the near future we'll see some more difficulty, but for now we're really just focusing on execution on our weaker events like P-bars and in high bar as well.
Yeah.
But
shout out Triple IG1. Thank you for the Twitch Prime that is on the way. I just noticed that in the Twitch chat. But I want to kick it to you guys. For Nick, what is the routine to watch for Springfield on this rotation?
let's see, on P-bars, I'd say Dom. Dom has got a really good set. The only thing missing with Dom's routine is a bigger dismount. And other than that, it's beautiful, and it's got good difficulty. It's just I'd like to see that D dismount, or in his case, he does a double front. That's what he's working, so an E dismount. But
So we'll look at that when he comes on. He is fifth up right now. We're looking at Charlie Kramer, just stuck that big 1.5. He
Nice.
gets another stick.
Charlie's been
stuck
killing it
dismount.
today.
Yeah. Has he stuck every dismount he's done today?
I think so.
Yeah, me too.
He's killing it.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Sticking dismounts. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, Charlie Kramer. Charlie. I don't know. I'm so used to calling him Charles. When you told me that, Nick, I was like, that feels
No, you
so
can call him
weird.
Charles. It's funny hearing that. It sounds more like sophisticated.
No, I know what you mean. Like, when you have
Yeah.
a friend named Ben and your other friends are calling him Benjamin, and you're like,
Or
why are you
Jonathan,
calling
yeah,
him
like,
that? Yeah, no, like I get it. But this is gonna be Sam Lee for William and Mary. Sam, from what I remember from last week, can put down a very clean set on P-bars. I believe at their meet versus Cal, if I can pull his score back up. Let's see here, Sam Lee. He scored a 12-4, which is pretty good. He landed in the about the midway point, which is probably where he's going to be today. But he just does a really clean routine, and I like his gymnastics a lot. There's that beautiful. Why am I blanking on skills today? DePelt, thank you. I'm sorry. I apologize for
I
that.
think Sam is certainly capable of more than that 12-4. I mean, he's a freshman going out there on P-bars. We have, I think, 2 freshmen on our lineups. That's a third of the lineup there. And so, with freshmen, you might get some bobbles here and there, but Sam's been really solid, especially on P-bars and high bar. And we just saw his vault too, which is obviously great. Probably, I can't see the scores, but one of the highest scores. But yeah, I think he's definitely capable of pushing that 12-4 closer to a 13.
Yeah, he, as you can see from this routine, it's pretty massive. Wow. Did he get the stick?
Sick.
Wow.
He kind of, I don't know if that was a scream in happiness or darn, I missed the stick there, but that was a very clean routine from Sam there.
Yeah, that was really nice. So we got that question last time to move the camera. That actually is the William Mary camera, so I don't think that we're going to be able to see that landing. We're just going to have to wait for the Verdius official to confirm stick or not. But if that does actually get the stick train rolling, as we just had Charlie just go up and stick. Now Sam, it's all up to David Handron, the freshman, to see if he can continue the train.
I think he will.
It was nice, massive whip it, straddle cut. Wasn't able to get to handstand, so might have been a last minute decision by him.
No. I know for a fact he does that. He does that every time. Really, really good stuff from David so far. Let's see what he's got next. Oh, nice
Beautiful
Dion there into a beautiful stutz. A little bit of leg separation there, but that's all right. Goes right into a front uprise, into a handstand. Bends his arms on a front uprise. You don't want to do that. That's a deduction that he did not need. And then there's a double pike. Oh, my gosh. That is tough.
Yeah.
Not only does that hurt as a viewer, but as a gymnast, that
hurts, man. That's
hurts.
the worst. That
Yeah.
sting. Oh.
There's a sting in your ankles, but there's also a sting in your heart. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you miss a dismount, there's really no worse
Oh.
feeling. You know.
You just open your eyes and it's just blue from the mat. You're like,
Yep.
TP, man. It's called the TP.
Yep.
Because you land in a perfect pike position where your butt is at the top of the TP.
Yeah. But hopefully, David can bounce back. I think David, I can check right now. I believe David, that might have been David's last routine for the day. Nope, that is not. David is the actual anchor for high bar. So David probably going to go get his mind right, go cheer with his teammates and, try to have a good time with them. But this is Alec Kuzmenchik. Thank you.
From my region.
Oh.
I know this one.
You know this guy.
I know this one.
You know how I always know they're from your region is their handstands. You guys have really nice handstands in your region.
Region 7 represent, brothers.
Yeah.
Region 7, where
really
you guys
nice.
at in the chat?
As you can see from that sequence there, every time he's hitting a handstand, his head is tucked under, his waist is tucked under, and it's just a really straight and beautiful line on that handstand. And that's exactly what you want it to look like. Nice stutz there into a front up rise. And let's see here. We got another Diom. Really nice Diom there.
Front of prize. All right, looks like he's going to be going for a back dismount there.
Yeah, looks probably a double
double tuck with a pretty large step back, 3/10 step back, but really clean routine.
I'd also like to say during this small switch here, Cherry Kramer, she donated $50 to us on the Venmo, saying, thanks for all you're doing for men's gymnastics and keeping it alive. Pete and Cherry Kramer. So thank you very much for that donation, guys. And we're doing everything that we can to try to benefit that. Also, Darren O'Brien donated $10 and said camera. So thank you, Darren. We really appreciate that. We're almost to our camera goal here. Yeah, we're just going to need a little bit more support, and hopefully we can get that camera. I'm really excited for that. Once we can
camera
do that.
bar is interactive, but it doesn't interact with the Venmo. So we'll have to manually add in the money that we just got for the camera. But
let's go, man. Let's go. We got Colin Mayberry here. Mawberry. I did it again. Right to that.
Mayberry, you're right.
May. It's
Oh,
May.
it is? Oh my gosh.
I was just about to compliment you and say that we both got it right.
But so far, really clean set from Mawberry. I like that pirouette there into a Diom. Staying very good, but also not moving his hands, which is exactly what you want to do on a Diom when you don't catch. My gosh, my brain is melting. Double pike.
I saw that too. He came up. What happened was he came up on the P bars and he didn't let it ride all the way up. He cut it a little short. Done that. Been there, done that. But I saw that right as he let go. I'm like, he's not gonna get that around.
Yeah, sometimes it happens in the DMs. You shoot out a little bit, but
yeah.
Sadly, he put his hands down on that double pike, and I don't think he needed to. I think he could have fought to keep it up.
Think so?
Yeah, definitely. But here we're now going to be looking at Amir Pastel. So Isaac mentioned him earlier when we were looking at him on the ring. Said that he has a really sick high bar, but he forgot to mention that Amir is also a beast on the parallel bars. He has a really nice. He starts with a peach to handstand, a giant, and then does a to pelt as his first 3 skills. So a really nice sequence to start off, and we're about to see him crush it right here. Hopefully no caster's curse. I talked about him quite a bit.
Yeah, let's jump into Amir. I really like Amir's handstand. Like I said, William and Mary, they've got great handstands. That peach to handstand looks like he just was a little bit short into a nice giant into a to pelt.
Ooh, that was big.
Yeah, that was a really clean patel.
I got you, man. To pelt. It's been a long day. It's a Sunday as well. That's a Diom. Nice front of prize right there. Yeah, so Amir Pastel is also from my region. I've noticed a lot of guys from my region are pretty good P-bars workers. Pretty nice support skills. Just did a nice peach to L, a press handstand, and there goes his dismount right there. Double tuck with a nice stuck landing.
Okay. Couldn't tell.
So couldn't keep up the train, but good work from the short king Amir. So
short king.
What did you call him the other weekend, Cannon?
Amir?
Yeah. Something like pocket rocket, I think.
Pocket rocket. Oh no.
Didn't you say that?
There's no way I said that. No way.
Because he was so powerful. Are you sure?
He's definitely powerful.
He's
Oh,
a
this is
powerful
Christian.
gymnast
Christian's
for
up
sure.
again. I'm curious to know what happened because Christian, he's a junior now. His previous years, I mean, when I was on the team with him, he was competing consistently. Every meet, honestly. I wonder what's going on. It must be an injury. That's what I'm guessing. But
Does he do a lot of leg events?
yeah, floor and vault both.
Hmm.
He was solid on floor last year. I don't know why he didn't compete. Maybe he just got outdid on floor this year, I guess. But
Something that happened too with a lot of guys during COVID was some people just couldn't get in. And then when they did come back, they either didn't have enough time to kind of get in and prep for the season, or they were afraid of rushing back in and getting injured. You know,
Right.
if you haven't done floor in 4 months and then you go and, chuck a double back or chuck a double front, it's going to wreck your ankles and it's going to wreck your shins, right? So
Totally.
I think sometimes, especially for some of the older guys, it might be smart to kind of put that to the wayside and leave it to the younger guys. But let's
Right.
jump in on Christian Wilkie Jr. Nice peach to start. Push, press up to a handstand. Let's see what else he's got in store for us. Looks like a giant. That's how you know he's good. He can do a giant. Right into a Moy. Moy into the middle, into a nice support.
I feel like that was a dig at me because I can't do a back jump.
Ooh, popped early on that Stutz there.
A little bit. And then
That's a front
He's
half
front half.
dismount.
Front half.
Yeah, he's really quick and crisp with his gymnastics. One thing I really like about Christian. Also, super hard worker. Kid means business when he walks in the gym.
All right, so now we have Christian to Christian. We're gonna be looking at a Christian Marsh.
So we are at Christian Wilkie Jr. and now we're at Christian Marsh.
He actually has a tattoo of all 6 events on his back.
That's awesome.
I remember when I came on my recruiting trip and I saw that, I was like,
Do you know
"That's
if he?
pretty cool, man."
Do you know if he likes anime, Kenan?
No, he does not like anime. Guys, don't DM him saying that he likes anime. He does not like it.
Big anime guy for sure.
Yeah. He DM'd me saying don't say that. So I'm not gonna
Oh,
be
he
I'm-
did?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be the one to say
Oh, I
that he's
didn't know
into
that.
anime.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't know. All right. Well, let's jump into for Christian here. We saw him on pommel horse. We saw him on rings. I think we saw him on vault as well. And then there's a beautiful peach to handstand.
Nice peach hand.
Really strong gymnast. Nice Diamondov there into a back giant. That's how you know he's good. He can do that back giant. Right into a peach into support.
Oh,
I like those giants that kind of hop, like kind of bounce, where they.
Right. Really,
Awesome.
it shows technique, right? It
Yeah.
shows they have that ability to say, like, I've done this 1,000 times. I'm
comes
going
his
to get a
double
little
front.
virtuosity.
Landed it last time.
Wow.
Ooh, that was a
Really
huge
nice.
set.
Huge. Couldn't get the stick though, but that was big.
Yeah, big
And,
set from Christian there.
Clean overall. I know he'd been having some trouble with those skills in the middle, like the Stutz and the Dion, but pretty clean today.
Yeah, I like that. I thought it was a clean set. I thought it was a fun set. And Christian, definitely not in the marsh today. Definitely not in the marsh.
Yeah, that is the last that we're gonna see of Christian Marsh. So,
We got Dom here. The set to watch out for.
all right. So yeah, this is your routine to look out for Springfield. And so you mentioned that he has a C dismount, and he's gonna be training an E dismount, which is
Well, it's
his
a
double
B.
front.
He does the front half. He just does the front half. So,
So he's a
he works double fronts. At least last year he was. That'd be awesome if he could put that in there. Maybe like another C or D skill. That'd be a really really solid routine. So check it out with Dom.
Well, he
Also,
might
does-
surprise you here. What if
Yeah.
he
Oh,
does
yeah.
chuck a double front here? You never
Yeah,
know.
maybe I don't know. I don't train with him anymore, unfortunately.
So, good start so far. Really beautiful Diamondov there. So much power, and then right into
Beautiful.
that beautiful
That's the
lapel.
way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, that was clean. Beautiful handstands, beautiful work.
He also does a straight leg Moy, which a lot of people don't do really that I've noticed. But
Straight-legged Moy is definitely a clean
Look at his
skill.
handstand.
You can do it. Yeah, his handstands are beautiful. And there's that front half. Unfortunately, no double front today. Can't wait to see that. But I don't really have anything off on that routine.
That was pretty solid.
That was a
had
lot of
pretty-
textbooks gymnastics there. That was pretty
Yeah.
solid.
The Amadov was basically perfect. That Pelt was basically perfect. The press handstand is basically perfect. I mean, what else is there? And then he stuck his dismount. Like
Yeah, it's gonna be all in the leg form of his Muay taps.
You think
Anything
so?
he gets off, and then probably on that first handstand for the Dion, probably passed through a little bit too much for my liking. But yeah, like basically perfect, like a 5-10 off routine right there.
yeah, really clean set coming out from our boy. But here we go with Andrew Lebowski.
Lebowski.
He's
And
weak.
just like
He's
Dom
reaching
on their
second.
team, Andrew's probably the routine to watch on William Mary on P-bars. He's got the difficulty there, also very clean. I know at one point he was also doing double fronts, but he kind of goes in between double front, double pike. So guess
Wow.
it'll be a surprise to see what we see
You
today.
don't usually see people do both. It's usually they do front dismounts because they're bad.
Yeah,
at back
right.
dismounts, but-
So
You
I
can-
guess we'll find out in a little bit here.
Andrew Lebowski. Let's get into it here. Kip up into a handstand. Clean handstand work from William Mary as expected. Beautiful peach handstand. I really like that. Into a giant there. Into a Suarez. Really clean work.
There was
Caught the
no
bar.
deduction on that Suarez.
Yeah, no deduction. That was textbook. If you want to go back and rewatch that, that's how it should look.
Healy.
Beautiful Healy. Wow,
Talk
this
about
routine's
that being
really
a confidence skill. That's
really
the first one that we've seen today.
nice
nice studs.
studs.
All right, he's gonna.
Ooh, that's a good set so
Wow.
far. Let's see if he can finish it up. That's a beautiful peach into an L hold, and then we're gonna see a press and a dismount. Not sure if he's gonna be doing the double front, if he's gonna be doing the double pike here,
Looks
but
like a
it looks
double
like the double pike.
Pike.
Wow.
He looks like he's probably going to
That
take the
was solid.
People's title.
Yeah.
Assuming Trevor Lamberton doesn't have anything to say about that. That was an absolutely massive routine.
Good routine. Just a couple of handstand checks I saw here and there, but overall, he's got the difficulty and he's got the execution to
Mhm.
really bump the numbers high there. So
Yeah, definitely like maximum of 1.8 off, and that's me being pretty harsh right there.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna be looking at our sixth and final guy for the pride here. This is Lambo, or Trevor
Lambo.
Lamberton.
Lambo.
Lambo.
Lambo doesn't do the Del Jeff, does he?
I believe
does
he
what
does.
now?
First guy up on the rings. Yes.
Oh, he does do it. So this is our Delchev friend from Rings, if you remember.
Oh no, that's Noah. Noah does a Delchev. Yeah.
Oh, that's Noah?
Mhm.
Darn.
Oh, well.
Thought I was slick.
No, Trevor. So I don't think he competed P-bars last weekend, did he? I don't think he did.
Trevor, we can check. Last
Yeah, it's
week.
okay. He does a double front dismount, I believe. Really solid.
Oh yeah. I
whipping
think
it up.
he did do that last weekend.
Okay, I can't remember.
No, he did not. He did not do that against Cal. I apologize.
So he opened with just a peach to support. You could do a peach from any point in your routine.
Oh,
Ooh.
looks like he jammed his finger on that. Hopefully he's okay. I wonder if he's gonna get off the P bars.
Peach hand jammed up.
Ah.
That was a really good recovery though. Definitely don't count the fall. Just count.
Oh wow.
Just count the peach hand being poor, and big double front dismount with a few steps back. So a little bit of a rough routine
is-
for Lambo. A little bit more Toyota like, not like the Lambos on other events.
Oh my
but
God.
you know, it's right. Everybody has those days. Everybody's car breaks down, and he's gonna get it back next week. And I'm counting now. You guys could hear me all say it. The next time that we cast Springfield, Lambo's gonna go out there and smash his routine.
Yeah, the thing that I liked about kind of that whole sequence was he stayed on the P bars. You know, a lot of guys after a jam like that put their finger in the wrong spot. They're jumping off the P bars and they're like, well, I hurt my hand, so I'm just gonna quit. But props to him for being like, you know what? I had a small hiccup, but I'm still gonna go up there and finish the routine. Looked like he just did a modified routine, but regardless, good stuff. Looks like there's a tie for first place on P bars from Sam Lee.
Execution's gonna make him win.
Sam Lee and Andrew Lebowski. They both scored a 13-4. Andrew starts 0.6 higher, but it looks like a classic case of just execution from Sam Lee, allowing him to come in and tie it up. 6/10 difference in start value. That's a big difference. But the fact that Sam scored one point within his start value is saying a lot about Sam. So, as you can see from the chat there, big stick from our boy Sam Lee. He was pretty much the only guy on the entire rotation to go out and stick. So, or except one other guy, Charles Kramer. Charles Kramer also stuck. Oh, and excuse me, there was one other dismount that was stuck. That was a layout half, but that is a B dismount, so it doesn't have the same credit. There's not a stick bonus for that. So that just shows you, man, like sticking a dismount can boost you up 4/10, 5/10, and that's exactly what Sam Lee did. And it put him in a position to, tie for first, which is really good. Can go home at this head-to-head high, almost like a little rivalry between Sam and his teammate Andrew. So, but as you can see here, parallel bars. Springfield looks like they were down about 3 points on parallel bars to William and Mary. Looks like William and Mary is starting to kind of run away with this one. Unfortunately, there's about a 6-point difference right now, almost a 7-point difference from William and Mary and Springfield. But I hate to say it, but honestly, anything can happen going into high bar. You don't think that somebody can have a swing of 7 points on an event, but I've been to a lot of competitions and I've seen a lot of stuff, especially on high bar, and all it takes is 2 meltdowns from 2 guys, and you're seeing guys put up 9s. You're seeing other guys put up, a 6. I've seen guys put up a 6. I can't wait till we have 5 up, 5 count, because then it starts getting spicy. But yeah. I don't remember if it was Big Tens or one of the meets leading up to Big Tens. I was competing against Michigan, and one of the Michigan guys fell on a horse and scored I think it was an 8 or a 9, and it allowed us to go in and actually beat out Michigan. I think it might have been NCAA's like first day or something. I'm a little rusty on it, but
I think I remember that, Isaac. It was Big Tens, I'm pretty sure, and it was the first event, if I'm not wrong. So definitely not the position you want to put yourself in.
Yeah.
First event, but still a lot of events to go after that. But yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm telling you, man, when we start being able to do 5 up, 5 count, I'm gonna have to take a nap after every time I cast, because I already know I'm gonna be going crazy. Because there's nothing more hype than that, where every single routine is counting. There's a little bit of a buffer right now because we have that 6 up, 5 up count. But that is going to go away after this weekend. This is the last weekend of that. It always goes away after Winter Cup, and Winter Cup ended. Also, shout out Riley Luce. We saw Sykin here earlier. He is a coach for Riley at Stanford. And they went to Winter Cup together, and Riley ended up getting 2nd place at Winter Cup, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want. Looks like we got another donation in here. Kenan, why don't you take that one, bud? But here we go. For the first routine for William and Mary on high bar, this is Aiden Coy. He's been the first guy up on like every single event for William and Mary so far. Really nice free hip. There's really good handstand work from William and Mary on high bar, something that Kenan and I talk about every time we get to cast them. Their handstands are immaculate. So if you're looking to take some notes, there's that flying giant. That's a flying giant.
Yeah.
Something we're going to talk about in a minute, but good tap around, laid out half in, half out, and then the stick. The stick train is started. I already know.
Everything really up.
Let's hope so.
You want that stick train to start on the first guy.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Good place to see it. Good hit routine. Way to set the tempo there.
Yeah, really nice. Definitely starting off the 6 train, but yeah, donation came through. Kenan, good to see that you're doing well and remaining a part of keeping men's gymnastics alive. You guys are doing a great job, and we love seeing the stream. Thank you. Sorry.
Adrian Pastel.
Adrian and Leah. So, Amir's family. So, thank you for that donation. It helps out a lot, and you can see that the donation bar is now being updated because they used the link in bio. In contrast to using the Venmo, that's just one of the pluses, and we could also read it on screen. But anyway, here goes Nick's brother. We're gonna be looking at Dane Kramer.
Let's go, Dane. All right, Nick, come on. Why don't you hype us up here? Why don't you give us a play-by-play?
Yeah, let's see. So he's got a big stem again. He's a really tall guy. He's about 6 foot, 6'1". Beautiful yawn here. Oh, right into a Healy. He changed that up. That's nice. Yeah, the thing about Heelys though, you really got to hit that in a Weiler. You really got to hit that position where you have like 5-degree leeway. But let's see, he's got a big dismount, double.
So he's just gonna do a double tuck.
Hey, he picked it back up from falling on horse, I think. Probably not super happy with his performance today, but he will get him next weekend for sure. So
yeah.
Yeah, so if
really
there's
proud of
anything,
him.
if there's anything that I could sense about Nick, and I'd assume that he'd have the same thing as family, is that he's gonna go in the gym in this next week, and he's gonna go and absolutely kill it, and he's gonna make sure that he doesn't have a performance like he did today.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one thing that I did too, is if I had a bad competition or I fell a lot or God, it would motivate me so much. I'd go back into the gym and just grind, and gotta miss that.
Yeah, that's the winner mentality, man. That's a winner's mentality. And if you're a kid at home, it's not always about grinding yourself into a sawdust, right? It's about grinding yourself into a diamond. You could take 1,000 turns, but if you take 1,000 bad turns, you're not gonna get anywhere, right?
Yeah, somebody clip that.
It's about training smart.
Exactly.
Somebody clip that. That was really good.
It's about training smart.
A flying giant's worth a B, if I'm not mistaken. It says that in the comments. It's a B, by the way. It's kind of a flashy little skill. It's like a one arm, just a B, easy.
Yeah, a lot of guys have started doing it this year, but this is Sam Lee for William and Mary. Let's see what he's got. That's a Zuliman. That is a C. I know that because Kenan corrects me on it all the time.
Sam has been cooking
Oh,
today.
wow. Laid out to Tkachev. Absolutely massive.
Fingertips. Oh, my God.
Puts it down. Let's see another one.
Oh,
wow.
my fingertips.
2 back-to-back fingertips. Stays on the bar. That's a beautiful free hip.
No.
That's those handstands from William and Mary that I've been talking about. Really clean stuff, even with the hype of that routine. Laid out half in, half out with the absolute banger of a stick.
That's a C.
That's putting it down. That's putting it down.
Sam Lee has been
in
doing
the high bar
good.
title, maybe incoming. We'll have a lot of routines left, but we'll see.
You know what else I love about that? You see that swagger when he walked off? He was like, his shoulders were down. He was like, oh, yeah. I just hit that, boy. Ooh.
Oh, no, I got to go back and watch it now.
He's definitely coming off of a high because I know the last 2 meets he missed that late to Tkachev. So big moment for him to be able to come back and just nail that set.
The other thing, too, I wish we had we're going to put this on eventually, but we're working on a replay feature. And the thing about that laid out to Tkachev that I really liked was when he hit like a picture moment where he let go of the bar, he was coming over the bar, and then you almost saw him just like hit a board with his arms with his arms next to him, and then his head up like this, and then he just went, whoa, grab the bar. You don't see a lot of guys do that where they kind of like hit like a still frame. If I had a camera at the meet, we'd be doing that. But let's jump in here to the next guy, Charlie Kramer.
Ooh, he threw that hand behind him like Chris Brooks used to do on his yam.
Oh, yeah.
It shows the judge just a little bit of amplitude.
Yeah, it's virtuosity.
Especially if it's a virtual judge.
Yeah.
Got to show your flavor. Got to show it for the fans. But there's a endo into a pirouette, and then looks like we're going to crank around for a dismount here. And let's put it down. Laid out half and half out.
Okay.
No stick, but still a good dismount, still a clean set coming out from our boy Charlie Kramer.
He had a good day.
He did have a good day. I'd say probably his best meet so far this season.
Yeah.
I believe he hit all of his routines that he needed to hit today. And not only did he hit them, he did them really clean. So good stuff. Good stuff from Charlie. And I'm excited to see what you can do in the next couple of weeks, bud. It's been really fun watching you.
Well, now we're going to be transitioning it over to Amir Pastel. The man, the myth, the legend. I mean, Isaac talks about Sam Sakachev. Amir's is just as good. So
Does he do a late Scotchev?
he does lay, he does straddle. He's doing it all. He got, and his jam work is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
No,
Don't you love to see that? Just jam right up the handstand and
that's way more interesting in my personal experience, like than watching like a Brett Schneider, like watching like a really hard release. I'd rather see clean gymnastics just done well. But that's personal experience. But here goes Amir.
Yeah, I really like Amir's routine. It's been really clean.
goes
Here's that,
cranking that
laid
leg.
out Tkachev. Oh, doesn't get the bar. It looks like
Yeah, I wasn't taking anything off for that Tkachev.
no, it was perfect, and it looked like he was a foot above the bar too.
Yeah, one of the things. I know we're not watching either of those teams, but one of the things that Justin Spring, coach of Illinois, says that if you're gonna do your release, go at it. I mean, at least go for it. And Amir went out there and he went for it. That Tkachev, I'm not taking a single tenth on. So it's just about getting that confidence and getting a catch with that even consistently. So
I wonder if he's going to go back up and repeat the Tkachev, or if he's going to do a straddle Tkachev in the place of it, and maybe do a Tkachev half. But let's see what Amir's going to do here. Looks like he is going to repeat a Tkachev, just not exactly sure which one. There's a straddle Tkachev, which was basically a laid out Tkachev with his legs apart.
Layout there.
Yeah, right into an endo up to handstand,
take a look
and then
at these
here's
angles.
a jam from
Oh
him.
yeah,
There's that jam.
That's
I love
That's
it. Such a good jam. Look at that pirouette too, right before the dismount. There's basically no deduction on that. That's exactly how you want it to look. And then it laid out half in, half out with another boned stick.
There it is.
That's
That would've
3 sticks in a row, yo. 3 of them.
Flag up, baby.
Here, Cannon, grab like one of the 10,000 flags that we have. All right. So every time that we stick, now we'll just add a flag to this. For those that don't know, we had gotten some green flags as like a joke, and not exactly sure why, but they sent us like 50 flags. So, so like on our table we have like a pile of like 100 flags.
Yeah, what do you guys think about doing a flag giveaway? Does anybody in the chat actually want a flag?
Yeah, we could send some flags out. That'd be cool.
I would 100% after this live stream go to FedEx and use my mom's account to ship out some flags because she has some really good shipping rates.
We got Kyle. So he's starting in that Eagle Grip Giant.
Oh yeah, I used to do that. I love that. He starts in the Eagle Grip Giant and then does a beautiful Eagle Grip Giant over the bar, so he gets that element category there, and then does a wow. That's very, very good endo right there, right up to a beautiful handstand and a nice pirouette. Then we're gonna see a Tkachev here. Nice Tkachev. I really like the way
flawless.
yeah.
That was really nice.
There was no deduction on that.
That was OC.
Really good angles on all of his work, in-bar work, and a laid out half and half out. Looks like he piked it down a little bit. Didn't need to do that. I think if he would have just trusted it and not piked his hips down,
That was so beautiful, though. Great job, Kyle.
would have stuck it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, Nick. Very nice. I love that Tkachev. That kind of reminds me, with the way that he got his hips up there, it almost reminds me of like some of the stuff that you see the Olympic women do with their Tkachevs, where like with
don't compare him to the girls.
Why?
Nobody wants to say you have a girl's Tkachev.
I think it looks nicer.
He definitely showed off the flexibility aspect of artistic gymnastics, which you see sometimes, but in men's gymnastics you see it a lot less than you would see in women. So
Yeah, I'm with you, Tim. I think it looks nicer. I actually wish more guys would do the straddle Tkachev like that, because
he didn't have the same amplitude maybe as Amir or Sam, but he was able to get his hips behind him so that he ended his Tkachev in a pretty horizontal way.
And it looks nice, right?
Yeah.
Like there's one thing, there's a score, but then there's also enjoyment for the viewers and your family and your fans, right? They want to see you do beautiful gymnastics, and I feel like he does that. He does really beautiful stuff, and it's always cool to see something a little bit different.
It was beautiful, but now we're going to be going into do or die for William and Mary. They're going to need to hit these routines meltdown free just to ensure that they get this this W.
Another jam there, really beautiful. Hopping his hands back around into a front giant, into a pirouette.
This is Alexander Kuzmenchuk. Here comes his Tkachev.
Nice Tkachev there. A
Goes
little
that
bit of arm bend
Tkachev.
over the top. You don't want that on the giant after. It is a deduction, but cleans it right back up with a beautiful stall to the handstand.
We got to see a stuck dismount right here, man.
Going to be
Looking at
4 in a
the
row.
round.
Double layout. Oh. That double layout is actually a C dismount. Or is it a B or a C?
Oh, it's a C.
It's a C, right? So it's a C dismount. But it's harder to stick than the D dismount, which is just so crazy because when you're doing a double layout, you can't see the ground the whole time. When you're twisting, doing a half in, half out, you're turning so that your face is literally locked in on the mat the entire time. So right before you land, the moment you let go of the high bar, you see the mat the whole time.
Yeah. If you
I
want
heard
to,
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you really want to get technical about it, you come off the bar and you do a back layout, and you want to focus on looking at the wall. As soon as you notice that you're looking at the wall, you know that the dismount's good. And then as you do the back layout, logically your body's gonna rotate from looking at the wall to looking at the high bar now, and from that point it's just gonna be a front flip half out, and at that point is when you're looking at the entire ground. So you go from the wall to looking at the bar to looking at the ground, and that's your dismount basically.
Let's go Trevor
Yeah.
Lamberton here. Springfield needs to hit these last couple of routines. Springfield has done an absolute amazing job today so far. So let's see if Trevor can keep that sediment going. Saw that Yamawaki with a little bit of arm bend on the beginning, but then that's a nice.
Let's see him go
Shout out to Tkachev.
Lambo.
Yeah, let's watch Lambo here put down some speed as he gets around into his next couple of skills. There's that Weiler. Unfortunately, doesn't make it. I feel like that's just commentator's curse. I should have just shut my mouth.
Yeah,
But
it's me saying Lambo.
yeah, I know. Cast back up into a front giant here, and then it looks like he's going to repeat that skill.
Good job repeating. Good job repeating.
And
Smart.
yeah, that was very smart. And it looks like he's going to crank it around. That's some speed. That's some Lambo style into a double back,
Yeah.
and then gets
Yeah.
gets
That
the
V12
stuck
engine.
dismount.
Yeah. There he goes. There goes that little bit of a Lambo. But that was really smart gymnastics. I want to focus on him repeating that skill. It's sometimes a very scary thing to do, to repeat a skill in gymnastics. But if the skill is relatively easy to do and it was a very simple mistake, it's usually a smart decision to repeat. And
it's also an element group too, because if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have fulfilled that element group, and that would be a huge deduction. So
That's a good point. Then you're in a position where you're scoring an 11.
yeah.
And they don't.
And that was, I think that was only a 5/10 deduction because it wasn't necessarily a fall yet, was it?
Well, okay. So the way that works is if you swing back the opposite direction of where you're coming from. So let's say you're doing a back giant and then you fall forward. So you're doing a giant this way and then this way, and then you stop and then you fall this way. That's a 5/10 deduction. But the problem arises usually where guys are getting a lot more off, because when you fall out of something like that, you're usually bending your legs, you're re-gripping the bar, and there's a lot more that can kind of go into that. But here we go with Ian Creelman for William and Mary on the high bar. Nice Yamawaki to start off. Let's see what else he's got here. Casts right up into a handstand. Looks like there's going to be a jam here. Oh, talk half. Really? See what I'm talking about? William and Mary's got beautiful handstand work, even on those talk halves. And then a nice straddle to Tkachev coming out from our friend Ian here. Let's see what else he's got in store for us. Nice quast full spin. That was very nice. Very nice quast.
That was the right way to do it too, because usually some people do a blind change pirouette, and that's not right.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Look at that pop-off. You see that?
Yeah.
You see that pop-off?
Yeah, he's sticking. Look at him. Look at him.
You was
Yeah.
hyped for that.
Get hype.
Yeah, there's been that's 4 sticks now for William and Mary. I'm going to explain something to the fans about being an athlete in that situation. Your coach, after every meet, will sit you down and tell you how many sticks that you guys got, right? And he'll go, we only got maybe 6 sticks out of 30 routines. And he's like, we got to get that up. We got to get that up. So when these guys start sticking all of their dismounts, they are extremely happy, because that's a goal that every gymnast goes into a meet wanting to do, right?
They've stuck every dismount so far, an exception of Alex Kuzmenchuk.
Yeah.
So they're putting on that cow treatment.
Oh, yeah.
Cal-
Alexander
Cal
Fitzgerald
goes out there
here.
and sticks
Fitzy
everything.
here.
They do. Nice Yamawaki to start off. Really, I like how they can kind of keep their arms straight after the release move,
That's
and then
early.
there's that laid out Takachev, but unfortunately doesn't get it.
Oh, I didn't know he was
Fingertipped
doing
it.
that today.
Yeah, I called it a little early. The tap just looked like he went a little early, which is what you're supposed to do on a laid out Takashi, but he didn't replicate that in the front,
Dang.
which creates that.
I'm a little bit disappointed that he didn't get that, because Springfield really needed to kind of hit these last couple of routines for them, and that definitely puts a sting for them. But I guess for Alexander, it's just about getting back up and doing the best gymnastics that he can do for the rest of the routine. Looks like he's going to repeat it, probably a straddle. Yep. Oh my gosh.
He looks like me at inner squad. Oh my gosh, bro.
But
know the
when
feeling.
you're in a position like this, it's really hard to get back up on the bar after you've missed 2 releases and go and repeat again. I mean, they still got the mat out, so I'm not sure if they're gonna have him do another one or.
Well, look, it's nearly impossible to get up there and do a release.
Yeah.
I talked about it in my time in inner squad. I fell on straight body, then fell on straddle, and then fell on straddle again.
Yeah.
But you have to keep doing it because you need the element group for a release move.
Yeah, you have to have one. So let's see if he just. Sure, it's going to be just kind of a modified routine out from here. But that was textbook. Absolutely beautiful free hip up to handstand. Into a blind change there. Really clean stuff. Good handstand work. And then a nice pirouette. And then it looks like he's just going to crank around, get some dismount practice in. There's that double layout. Doesn't get the stick quite yet, but I'm sure he's going to get there next couple of weekends.
Springfield is going to really start to need to look at what they're doing in the dismount category, because they are getting blown out by William Mary, and it's not because the routines aren't closely start valued. It's all because of these dismounts.
Yeah, they don't have the landings. Like you saw William and Mary, every single guy on that roster is doing a laid out half and half out, and their start values are basically the same on both teams, like Cannon said. But the reason that they're just scoring so much better isn't because of everything they're doing on the bar. It's their landings.
Yeah. I mean, we could look at it on the first guy up is a 5/10 swing right there. And he could easily have closed the gap. Dane Kramer could easily close the gap with 4/10 on a stuck dismount. Same with the Mir Pastel to Kyle Lashenko matchup.
All right, but let's go. Last guy for William and Mary here. Beautiful Yamawaki to start. Absolutely ginormous from Andrew. And let's see what else he's got. Looks like he's cranking around for a Coleman. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Puts
that was
joint on the
perfectly
bar.
caught.
Let's see if he does one more. I believe he does a
that was
Kovacs
good.
as well.
That was good.
Very, very nice Kovacs coming out from our friend Andrew here. If he can stay on the bar and
comes
keep
a
these
big
last couple of
quast.
skills
Angle.
clean, nice quast. He needs to keep these last couple of skills clean, get good handstand work on the rest of his skills that he does on here. See if he's going to do a jam. Nice jam, a little bit later than you want to be, but still good stuff coming out from Andrew. And let's see a pirouette there. And
let's
cooks
see
it around for a laid out half and half out, and then finishes out the meet with another stick. So that's 5 for
That
5
was
sticks.
huge.
Five
Huge.
for 5 sticks on lineup.
That's exactly what you
Wow.
want for a high bar lineup. Amazing, amazing work from William and Mary today on high bar and the rest of their events. But what a great way to end the meet, That's got to feel really good. Coming out, sticking that many dismounts, that's exciting.
Yes, that's going to be
That was huge.
And
that was
back
absolutely
Back
huge.
to on Wednesday against Cal, it was neck and neck until high bar. Cal was sticking dismount after dismount, and William Mary, we weren't doing that on Friday. So to come back out a few days later and make that happen, that's great to see.
Yeah, William Mary fans, you got to see the improvements in your team, and look at that, stuck all their dismounts. So
Yeah, William and Mary gets better every weekend, or I guess twice a week now. But but yeah, they're good. I mean, the cow meet was fun for William and Mary. I was kind of disappointed on the last rotations because I'm not saying they threw it away because they care obviously, but you could have. I just wanted to see them kind of make that comeback, but they
There were lots of opportunities, and
yeah.
both teams gave up those opportunities, and at the end of the day, Cal just out executed.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
let's
a
look
weird
at David Handron here. Nice laid out to Kashev. Gets it right around. Great job. And then let's see him put it up
Attaboy.
on a stalder. A little bit late on that stalder. And then into a blind change there. Just Nice pirouette there, and then I think he's going to crank it around for a dismount from David Handron here. Let's see what he's got for us. Laid out half and half out. And then, hey,
Nice.
look, William
Once,
and Mary.
once I talk about the sticks,
Yeah, William
Nice.
and Mary wasn't the only team that got some sticks today, you know.
That's right.
Good stuff from David. And then it looks like we're going to have one more routine in the all-around spot from Dominic Romaglio. But, you know, good stuff from both teams today. I really enjoyed Andrew's high bar routine. That is massive. Looks like Andrew is going to take the high bar trophy today with a 13-1, starts at a 14.8. Thing about Andrew, awesome releases. They're massive, and it's really fun to watch those. But at the same time, too, if he can clean up his handstands a little bit and get some better angles, you can see that score jump up even more to where he's maybe at a 13.5 or a 13.6.
I honestly, I just don't see it happening.
I do.
Not on high bar. Not with this code.
I think so.
I think everybody has around 2 points off on their routine on high bar.
Mm-hmm.
Even with falls, they all have 2 points off. It's like on high bar, it's like they're prone to do it. I think for Andrew to get a higher score, he's going to need to take out 2 of his angles, clean up his release, and just add some other stuff in there because
I felt like the releases were pretty clean.
they're going to hit
It
him
was
with
just-
2 points off
They
each
were
time.
they were a little cleaner today than they have been. Sometimes he catches a little closer to the bar, which makes that giant out a little crazy. But when he hits them at the right distance, they're great. And I know he has a casino in the bag. We haven't seen it this year, but
Yeah.
perhaps later on.
Well, that'll be fun to watch. But this is Dominic Romaglio, last guy up for Springfield. Remember, he's the all-around position. Yeah, but so far, pretty good stuff. Clean handstand work. Nice stuff. There's that, I believe that's a L full spin.
Oh, here goes that front dismount.
Oh, there's that double front. Whoa. Yeah, it's a little bit different. You don't see a lot of guys do that double front over the high bar, but, you know, great stuff out for Dominic.
It's wild, bro.
It is wild. It is wild. I like that. I think that's a good way to put it. It's wild.
Hey, but that was a really good meet. So we're gonna kick it to the event overview. But as we're doing that, we want to say one more time, thank you guys for coming out. We really do appreciate the support and you guys enjoying the commentary. And if you guys have any feedback at all, could be positive or negative, please drop it in the chat. As we're always looking for new ways to get better and better the stream for you guys. We just flashed up the event overview as that's getting uploaded. And we have the Venmo code there for you guys if you guys do choose to donate through the Venmo code. And there's also a link in the description down below if you would like the donation to fill up on the chat. But thank you to Tim for your time. We really appreciate that coming out here. And also thank you to Nick, his second time. So repeat guest versus first time guest. This was really fun.
Looks like we got some donations coming in from Scott McCall. Says, thanks for the broadcast. Thank you, Scott. We got another donation from Steve Ross. Great job. Keep up the work. Thanks for making it possible to watch these meets. Go Tribe. Yeah, absolutely. We love doing this. Another one from Lynn Davenport. Love the commentary from the Marsh family. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. These donations allow us to continue doing what we've been doing, but also allow us to make better and better content into the future. We're working on getting some background stuff incorporated. But thank you guys for enjoying the meet. I had a good time. This is kind of my first meet back after the head injury, so my energy isn't fully there yet, but we're working on it. And I had a fun time. William and Mary, they ended up taking the meet with 380.6. Good stuff from William and Mary. We saw at their last bout versus Cal, they ended up putting up a 379.75. So about a point increase from their last meet. And that's what you want, right? Every weekend you want to be a little bit better than you were before, right? Remember, these guys' goal is to make NCAAs. So for them, they're not super worried about every single weekend. They are more worried about coming out and doing really, really, really good gymnastics that gets better and better. Also, for Springfield here, we saw Springfield score at the last competition a 370.4. So about a 5/10 decrease for Springfield, but they're keeping it fairly consistent. Looks like looks like they had a massive improvement on pommel horse this meet, but looks like they kind of were a little bit under their normal floor average. So we could see some improvement there. And also, they did much better on vault today than they did at their last competition. But kind of the pitfalls for them today compared to their last showing was just P-bars and it looks like, P-bars and floor, which are two pretty volatile events. So, as Springfield gets more and more consistent, we can see those get better and better. But either way, really good stuff from Springfield and really great stuff from William and Mary. I had a lot of fun doing this meet, and thanks Tim, thanks Nick for being here, guys. It does mean a lot to have you, and Nick, it was great to have you twice, and Tim, it was great to kind of get in on our first thing. If you guys just want to say kind of your rounding off stuff, where people can find you, just information you want to let out to the public, and why don't you go first, Tim?
All right. I had fun today. Thank you for letting me come on. You guys have been doing a great job. Just want to say I'm really proud of the William and Mary guys. It's been a crazy year for everyone, obviously, with the pandemic, and being able to get into the gym wasn't always as easy. I know at one point they were working out like 5 hours a week during the fall semester and part of this spring semester. And then on top of that, at the beginning of the school year, the team was cut. And so the guys having to deal with that and navigating their way through that in a pandemic, they might not even compete that year because their team was cut and the pandemic. So to see these guys, especially the freshmen, coming on the team and put up some good scores and really make a run for making the NCAA championships, I'm really proud of them.
Nick?
Yeah, thanks for having me on twice. It was an honor. It was a lot of fun. I honestly love commentating gymnastics more than I thought. But no, I appreciate it. I think Springfield definitely has some room for improvement, but it's not terrible. I can't necessarily complain. And it's the same with us. COVID kind of threw everybody's training schedules off. We all kind of go home to our home gyms for the summer and things like that at Springfield, which they're trying to fix that. And that threw everybody off too, because some guys are training all the time, others weren't. So you know what? They're going to make improvements here in the future, and I'm excited to see it. So,
well, I agree, and it's been awesome having you guys today. I believe the next competition that we are going to be casting will be, check our schedule here, but it should be next Wednesday. Some other things to keep an eye out for as we move into the first week of March. From now on, guys, it's 5-up-5 count. So things are about to get juicy. It's going to be way more interesting, especially from a commentating standpoint where every single routine counts. There's no more buffer.
Next week?
Yep, next week. So surprisingly, for the Springfield fans that are still here, we have another Springfield meet on Friday, March 5th at 7 p.m. And it is against Stanford. So there's going to be 2 S schools, and that is going to be a blast. Woo! If you have not watched a Stanford meet, it's time to watch a Stanford meet. They are so much fun to watch. And their full lineup is going to be back this week. So the guys that are going to be in are basically, you're going to be watching future Olympians that are just insane. And it's really fun gymnastics to watch. And, too, we'll be able to watch Springfield. And this will be Springfield's first competition in person. So here's something really cool that we get to do next week. This is going to be the Gymnastics Network's first in-person competition. So Cannon and I will still be remote, but both of these teams will be in the same facility competing against each other, which I am super, super excited for. It's going to be a kind of traditional style, blast style, where one team is on floor and the other team is on pommel horse. And I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be really cool. And, too, we get to see some amazing gymnastics from Stanford, and we get to watch our boys over at Springfield do some really great stuff, too. So hopefully you guys can join that for us. The other thing, too, is this meet has become my my Penn State Navy meet. So Penn State Navy, for those that are fans of the show in particular, last week I had said that I was going to release a bunch of new stuff for the Penn State Navy meet, but we didn't do it because I smashed my head into a wall on accident. And I just haven't been able to mentally stare at a screen long enough. But now that we're back, I got some new stuff in from my designer, and we got some really cool stuff that's going to drop at that competition. So I'm really excited. So once again, thanks for being here. We appreciate it so much. Once again, we have that donation link in the description and also that Venmo card on the screen. We're just going to leave it up, turn some music on, and you guys can just kind of take a look. If you want to see even more scores for each individual thing, go onto the Vertius platform and go check their stuff out. Really good stuff. But once again, thanks Tim and thanks Nick for being here today, guys. And also thanks Cannon. But yeah, that's going to be it for us. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
You could make me feel oh so much with your ways. It's so perfect the way you play me. It's magnetic the way you pull me into you. You flick the switch, you know me so well. You turn me on like nobody else. I'm a project for you to complete. You're so perfect, and now I need you to need me. There's no easy way to say it, babe. It's gonna hurt you no matter what. I've been trying to find a way. Spent a couple dozen days, but this is all I got. Yeah, so just let me go, let me go, let me go. It ain't working no more. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Baby, just stop holding on.
without me. Better without me. Please don't make this any harder, babe.
Please don't make it harder.
Than it already has to be. Wipe those tears out of your eye. We both need a different life, so don't beg me not to leave. No, just let me go, let me go, let me go. It ain't working no more. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Baby, just stop holding on and take it from me. You'll feel better, you'll feel better. It's hard to believe. You'll feel better, you'll feel better, baby. There's no need for a fight. Just repeat after me when I tell you goodbye. Give it 3 weeks, you'll feel better, better without me. Better without me. Don't need a doctor just cause you lost me. Don't need to open the wine. No medication, antidepressants. All you need is time. No communication, ringing me on FaceTime. Baby, I ain't picking up. And next time you see me, you'll be completely glad that we broke up. Take it from me, you'll feel better, you'll feel better. It's hard to believe, you'll feel better,